Hey guys, it's November 12th, 2022. Today I'm going to be reacting to BlockFi and FTX's Reddits, the posts and comments that are on there. In the last few days, FTX and a lot of companies related to Sam Bankman-Fried has declared bankruptcy. FTX in a nutshell. Oh, I saw this. This was on Reddit. It was on Twitter.
Today, smoking is gonna save lives. Does anyone smell anything smoky? Did you bring your jerky in again? What's the procedure? Calm down! What is warming? Have you ever seen a burn victim? Procedure! Exit! Where do we go, folks? Use a what cover the mouth. Remember your exit points! Exit points, people! What's next? Huh?
Oh man. Let's read the comments. Also, I'm very lazy to read, so I always have Google read it to me.
Why are y'all still blaming CZ for Sam's mistake? Sam's mistake? That's not a mistake. He played y'all.
Okay. So I'm scrolling through FTX's Reddit. I wonder if there's another one, but there's people who lost their money. There's more posts on the BlockFi Reddit, but let's just read this one, for example. My money is gone, this guy says, 20-year-old.
My money is gone. 20-yo uni student here. I had been doing some research on crypto and wanted to take a leap. Deposited $600, which is most of the money I have, and started trading a bit. A week later this happens. I feel like I am in deep shit because I had thought I would be able to withdraw that money whenever I wanted when I needed it, and now I do. I'm depressed and angry. Fuck FTX. Okay, well, take this as a lesson to not invest with more than you can afford to lose. This is the most basic rule of investing in anything. I guess you had to pay $600 to learn these things. Be happy it wasn't more. NYC. I see what you mean, but the money I had in FTX wasn't invested, it was just fiat. I never expected in a million years that shit would hit the fan this bad. If you aren't okay with losing everything, don't deal with crypto. Simple as that. Bro, that's not his point. His point is he simply funded his account and the money is gone. He's not saying he traded it and lost. You're trying to imply not to invest money you can't lose. It's like saying you deposited your pay at a bank and they closed down, and then saying you should NT have used that bank, you clown face. Oh yes, that's literally how crypto works. Anything outside of your custody can and will be rugged. Binance is not any different, just bigger. You're wrong. Most people have their entire retirement money invested. That's more than they can afford to lose. But it's actually invested in something tangible, stocks, not vaporware like cryptos. Exactly. Investing in crypto is little better than gambling. I throw beer money at it just for fun. But some people are investing their entire life savings. Some get lucky and score insane profits. Good for them. But crypto isn't backed by anything tangible. And there's no regulation, so if shit hits the fan, you're at the mercy of the powers that be if you even see pennies on the dollar when it comes to clawing your money back. I've never invested more than I don't give a shit about if I lose it. Edited 10 hour ago. Exchanges aren't wallets, simple as that. The best way to hold crypto is in a secure wallet. People misunderstand exchanges. When you buy crypto on an exchange, you don't actually own any crypto until you send it to a wallet. Even on Coinbase, you basically have an IOU. I myself lost some crypto back in 2016-17 buying into a company called UC Tech on the advice of a friend. I admit I basically knew nothing about crypto back then and invested in more than one stupid thing. Needless to say, it was a rug pull and I lost it all. You live, you learn. Today that money would be worth more than I care to admit if I had just put it in a secure wallet. Since then I educate myself on the projects I invest in, basically the larger projects, no shady altcoins, and I never keep it on the exchange. I'm sorry you lost out. I know it hurts, but sometimes that's what it takes to learn.
Pause it there. So this guy's 20 and he lost $600. So it sucks, but that's actually a very very cheap tuition fee to learn why fractional reserve doesn't work. Why you shouldn't trust centralized exchanges, especially because Bitcoin is invented. Bitcoin allows you to just trust math. As long as you hold those numbers, you actually own the cryptocurrencies. You can store those numbers in any of many different methods. So $600 is actually quite cheap. I personally lost 3,800 Canadian dollars in 2019 to Quadriga, and I think it was a very good deal. If I can even think of it that way. If it wasn't for that, I probably would have lost way more money and I wouldn't be where I am now. If I didn't learn that. So I think I got a very cheap. There's people who lost hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in FTX and BlockFi and same before in like Mt. Gox. I mean there was a lot of these before collapsed. In Luna, Mt. Gox, BitConnect, Quadriga, and earlier this year, Celsius, Voyager, there's a lot of these.
I genuinely appreciate your reply and you taking the time to educate me. I admit it was stupid of me to jump in headfirst into something I didn't fully understand. I never expected in a million years shit would hit the fan this bad that even fiat withdrawals wouldn't be possible. Lesson learned, use a secure wallet because exchanges can go ass up at any moment. Well, I feel a little better, I'll get another part-time job or something. Thank you man and take good care. It wasn't all that stupid to be honest. This was a large exchange, who would have known? I know from experience when things like this happen you feel of course the loss of the money but you feel stupid. I remember thinking to myself, in the back of my mind I knew this was too good to be true. In truth I took the advice of a friend I trusted and still to this day trust. We are human, we don't know what is coming in the future or what is in someone's head. I lost a lot of money but the experience was far more valuable. I'm now on the path to success with all my investments because I learned that when it comes to investing time is your greatest alliance. I learned invest your extra income every paycheck. Think if it would affect my day-to-day life to lose this much money, is it too much to invest today? Maybe at 20 that means $10 to $20 a paycheck and the going is slow, but look back at that portfolio when you're 30 and tell me that $10 to $20 was nothing. Trust me when I say a few years from now you're going to be laughing about this. My buddy and I do all the time. We got taken. These are the stories that make life a life lived. Very wise words. Dude is bitchin' over $600. Come on. People have lost their entire savings here. You do understand that $600 can be just as devastating as $1,000 depending on context and circumstances? I understand some losses are bigger than others and might be harder to recoup, but $600 for a collage kid is fucking much if that all he has. Man, when you are young and just starting out, $600 is a lot of money. Think about it, that's a month's worth of groceries or gas. That's a bunch of dinners out with friends. It sucks. There were definitely points in my life where $600 might as well have been $1 million. Times where my wife and I were so poor we hung sheets up in the doorway of our living room and then heated that room with Kiro heater. Thankfully life got easier and we got smarter, but there was a time that if I had $600 I felt rich. I have withdrawal emails if that makes anything fucking better. Sorry man, you won't be getting it back soon. Many are in the same boat. I'm sorry to hear this, but you have no idea how much some people wish their lesson was $600. I'm personally taking a long break from everything. Me too. Totaling $100K. 600 is nothing, haha. That sucks for op, but $600 is hardly any money these days. That is like barely even a car payment. He'll be fine. Man, count yourself lucky. $600 is hardly anything assuming you live in the US. Just avoid gambling, in general. Don't listen to crypto bros. 99% are in the negative. Unless you're on the inside and taking advantage of the 99%, it's just another form of gambling. You are so right about this. People get excited and get in the hype mentality and all they want to hear is X crypto is going to moon, and then they want you to use their affiliate link to some crypto exchange because they get $10 for every new account. That's the truth and that's all they care about. Half of these crypto bros should see the inside of a federal prison for giving illegal financial advice. 75% of these crypto projects are built on another crypto's blockchain and are touted as the next big thing, and they have zero substance. Most of crypto is basically a Ponzi scheme and a small percentage is the future. If you just deposited recently, you can request a chargeback on your credit card, bank citing bankruptcy of merchant.
Right.
Well, I hate to give you some tough news
I'm not sure if that's correct, but probably.
Well, I hate to give you some tough news to swallow, but once you get in the real world, someday you'll realize that $600 ain't jack shit. Live and learn, my friend. You have a lot of age to earn money. I am 40 years old and lost $100,000 in total since beginning. Okay, well, you have now completed your research. You now know everything you need to know.
Okay, this one has a lot of comments. How is crypto not a scam? Let's read this one. Oh, here's another good one, maybe. Not an incident. We'll do that one after. This has like 150 comments, so we're not going to go through all of it, obviously. Gonna go to here first.
How is crypto not a scam? Every week a billion-dollar company goes bankrupt. I'm not trying to troll. I'm trying to figure out how you guys justify investing where? FTX, Luna, Celsius, Voyager, BitConnect, my favorite, BITTTCONNECTTT. NFT rug pulls. Go under with one tweet. I own a NFT art agency but will never sell any of my NFTs. I keep all my NFTs for myself to enjoy the artwork. Crypto or digital tulips. I keep all my NFTs for myself to enjoy the artwork. Copy, paste. What a coincidence. So do I. You can't enjoy artwork in a photo app. Exchanges are all scams. 99% of altcoins are scams. But lumping Bitcoin in with crypto, and also considering that a scam is where my problem lies. Bitcoin has been operating since 2009 and all the hacks and scams that occur in the crypto space happen off the blockchain. If my bank collapses, does that mean the USD within the bank is a scam? Bad example since fiat currency is the biggest Ponzi. But hopefully you get my point. If your bank collapses, the deposits are insured by the FTX and depositors are made whole. Your example is dumb, but that's what I expect from the types of people who think crypto is an investable asset. Because all the world is America, apparently. You're joking, right? I come from a shit country and even my banks have the FTX equivalent. Argentina 2001. In my shit country, 99% of court cases to make banks restitute confiscated or defrauded money end in favor of the defendant. Even if there is an insurance, actually collecting it is the stuff of legend. I don't think you understand what deposit insurance means then. Sure, tell me. Deposit insurance is a scam in most countries. Most depositors never get their money back when a bank goes down. Is it now? Compared to this shit? Lol, the deposits are insured by the FTX. Why would the bank collapse? For the same reason FTX did. Users tried to withdraw funds, more than what FTX could liquidate. Users lose confidence and the exchange goes under. If every citizen went to their local bank to withdraw their checking account balance in cash, what do you think would happen? Banking system would collapse, USD would be worthless. Banks don't carry enough cash to have all clients liquidate. If this happened on a mass scale, the FTX would be handing out worthless paper, so the insurance with the FTX would be useless. Exchanges and their shitty coins are not and should not be part of crypto. They're a high risk, high reward scheme in which the investors, aka gamblers, should know damn well what they're getting into. Banks wouldn't be able to meet a major run with full liquidity. The difference is that what they take your money and invest it in isn't 100% speculative. The likelihood of people eventually getting their money back from a bank is a lot higher than crypto, and God knows whatever the fuck they do with your money once it's in their hands.
I think this guy, the Jack of Diamonds, is underestimating what traditional finance systems, institutions do. He thinks they don't invest in anything speculative. That's not true. But the likelihood of people getting their money back from bank, it is higher than crypto. There's a lot more users, and it's also related to the government. Okay, these are fine. Let's see what's this one.
This 100%, people keep buying into scam exchanges or shitcoin and wondering how this could have happened. Yeah, the shysters behind the rug pulls need to be jailed, but the whole point of crypto is P2P. A centralized exchange defeats the purpose and opens you to this exact type of risk. I don't want to victim blame because FTX definitely got a lot of legitimacy from endorsements and its size, but people need to stop drinking the regulatory fear-mongering. Stop buying into get-rich scams. This type of shit happens in real markets too.
Right.
I am not losing faith in crypto, I mean Bitcoin, but I am losing faith in people. In fact, lack of faith in people is why Satoshi wrote the white paper, is it not? Dude, Satoshi is the CIA. Stop mentioning Satoshi like you think he was that good person y'all think y'all know. This technology was created to do away with cash on the streets, and this gotta be a government that had this planned out for a while. There is a video of a man talking about this in 1996.
I'll bet $10,000 this guy has not read the white paper.
Yeah, unfortunately it's easier to grab headlines with crypto since it's new and mysterious, at least to the average person, but luckily what we are seeing is a correction. The perversion of crypto, i.e., being used as an investment, is going to die. The scamsters are going to leave once enough people are either too broke to buy into pump and dump schemes or more aware. Then crypto, BTC, ETH, and maybe XMR, can work as intended. An alternative money transfer system free to allow P2P transactions without a middleman. Eventually crypto will prevail, unfortunately not before some innocent people are bankrupted.
Okay, let's read this one. Is there another FTX Reddit? Or is this it? Because the BlockFi one has a lot more good posts actually.
Not an incident, the biggest planned fraud of history. Edit. Need up votes to reach more guys. Sorry guys, but I can't get over this. Therefore I can't stop thinking about it. I'm 41 years old and all my senses now telling me that this was not an incident, but a planned fraud since the beginning. There are lots of signs indicating this has been planned since the FTX establishment. Here is why. This is preciously why FTX, US and FTX Global were separated from each other at first place because SBF knew he was not allowed to fraud US citizens. How could he? He'd go to jail immediately and all of his properties had been confiscated by law already. To make this $8 billion robbery work, both FTX Global and SBF himself needed to appear bankrupt. This was the only way. So he created the FTT token, which is also not allowed on FTX. US, surprised. Just for this specific day, it is the essential element of this robbery. Few years later, when they reached enough clients and assets to fraud, he executed the Order 66 in cooperation with Binance. Yes guys, believe it or not, Binance and CZ is defiantly in the game, in the very center of it. There is no way that CZ didn't know his decision to sell $2.10 billion FTT token will crush FTX. Don't be fooled, guys. Have you ever questioned why the hell Binance have been holding that much of FTT token at first place? Why would you support your best competitor by investing a huge money on it? Why? Search your feelings. This is also preciously why CZ said he was planning to fully acquire FTX.com afterwards. He, at least, wanted to be seen heroic. Ah, hell no, of course not. The main reason was way more deeper than that. The reason was, the FTT token was crushing damn fast and there were lots of people beginning to open short positions on Binance and CZ just needed to crush their positions, otherwise he was also losing money fast. So he simply needed a reason to increase FTT token, but only temporary, with a perfect timing, and he made up one. There is Robbery plus profit in this fraud, and now we see there is also another one, Tron. The jackals have come together and decided to give a hope to end users. Coins that are on Tron network is now available for withdrawal on FTX. Whoa, what? But wait, why is TRX price is 5 to 6x more than its regular price on the entire planet? Oh, so they say, okay dear user, we are not bad people, you see we are doing our best? Now you have a chance to save your money if you are willingly forfeit %80 to 90 of your money, and you are free to go with %10 to 20 of your real assets. Wow wow wow. This is insane, guys, this is insane. Now I'm coming to conclusion. I really don't know if there can anything to be done in our losers behalf or any decent platform for this has been established or not yet, but if it hasn't been already, we must come together somehow and ask for what belongs to US. The most important thing here is, they can only win this if we stay silent like this. We must do something. We cannot let this happen to us. We shouldn't. It almost like the entire crypto industry is a scam. Keeps being proven time and time again, yet people are shocked when each part of it fails. You don't understand, Bitcoin went up and down with the economy. Cyclical, even with high inflation. Interest rates screwed Bitcoin, and liquidity. Does not act as a reserve like gold or silver. Claims not to be fiat money, but it is. Except, no one uses it as an actual currency. Everyone keeps looking at less than your underscore crypto greater than to USD charts. Scammers everywhere, fraud. Also, stupid POW consuming tons of electricity. Thousands of cryptocurrencies, yet people talk about blocks, scarcity. Sure, maybe in your Bitcoin chain. It will always go back up, yet, has zero intrinsic value. So all inflated, just like we can see here in plenty of other examples. Not secure, several hacks and vulnerabilities on the protocol itself, e.g. Ethereum, DeFi, etc. Propaganda, manipulation, FOMO, and among other things, indoctrination in every crypto-related forum.
Pause there. I'm fairly convinced this is the bottom of the price. So it was 15,500 was 2 days or 1.5 days ago. It hit $15,500. Right now it's at 16,800 or 900, 16,900. Yeah, oh jeez, this, I gotta get rid of all this junk. What the heck? Oh Jesus, how do I get rid of this? Oh. There we go. Yeah, so today's the 12th, so on the 9th actually, so that was actually 2.5 days ago. It was 15555 on Kraken. But that's actually quite funny. It was also 15555 on Binance, so maybe it's 15555. Yeah. Yeah, I bought more. And I have a huge percentage of my net worth in Bitcoin, and I think this is the bottom. But you know, I could be wrong, and I'm completely okay if I'm I'm completely okay if I'm wrong, partially because I'm young and it doesn't matter if I lose a lot of money, because I'm more into learning than making, but I will make money if I'm correct. My mentality is understanding markets and understanding technology. Just having a deep understanding is going to be the most useful skill and ability in the future. So you have to pay the tuition price eventually. So basically it's you pay it earlier or you pay it later. And I actually paid my tuition in 2018 and 2019. So I got interested in Bitcoin in August of 2017, around here. I remember it was like $4,000 or $3,000, around here. I saw it go up. and I didn't invest any. I waited. I just watched and waited. I waited to buy literally down here. Like, I actually kind of called the bottom very accurately, but I didn't end up buying any because I lost the money the fiat that I had on Quadriga CX, the Vancouver Canadian exchange that Gerald Cotton basically, I think he scammed people. But perhaps he actually didn't scam people. He just died. Perhaps he actually died without leaving his cold storage keys backed up to anyone else with the exchange. So he died. The official story is he died with the coins. But I actually think he might still be alive. He might be alive somewhere. That's a different story. But yeah, I paid my lesson there at with just 3,800 Canadian dollars. So it's very, very cheap. I got off very cheap because there's people who lose 500,000 millions of dollars because they thought they could put all their US dollars on like Celsius or Luna or or BitConnect, right? These basically scams, and they just lost all their money. And now even if the next time around they make a very good financial decision, they don't have the money to back it up anymore. Like if now they're like, okay, I know what I should do with my money now. Okay, but they don't have any money left to manage. It's gone, right? They have to rebuild the whole base. So for me, my logic is even if I lose all my money, I don't think I'll lose all my money because I don't think Bitcoin's going to zero, right? But even if I lose all my money or a big chunk of it, I think any amount I lose now is preventing many, many multiples of that amount in the future that I wouldn't be losing. So like, I'm paying for my financial education now because in my mind, let's say if I don't lose $5,000, not because I didn't invest, but because if I don't lose $5,000 because I did not even put in the time and effort to learn, in the future, when I inevitably have to manage my own money, everyone will eventually be asset owners. Come the future, when I don't know what I'm doing, I'll put $10 million into something and then lose all of it. And I'll be 60 years old. And then I'll be screwed because I have no idea what to do. So I'm very, very happy. Ironically, I'm happy to lose money. Like, I'm genuinely okay with losing money. But I'm not exactly like a new trader. Like, I've been watching it for 5 years. Like, I'm pretty sure this is the bottom. So I bought in hard. Like, I have a huge percentage in Bitcoin. Okay, let's keep reading this. Let's read this.
Also, the US government has demonstrated that it can and will seize it. So one of the main supposed benefits isn't even true.
Well, so the US has seized some hackers Bitcoin, but that's because they were really dumb. Like, every time the hacker was really dumb that they actually sent it to a centralized exchange. So if you actually hold your cold wallet properly, they actually have no way of getting it, basically.
Spruikers are having a party.
And if they, I mean, they could always come and arrest you, right? And like try to like, blackmail you and force you into giving the money to them. But that's not legal. Like, they can if you hold fiat, they can legally print an infinite amount of money. If you hold Bitcoin, they can't legally come and rob you Bitcoin from you. And it's hard to do. They have to physically, like they would have to enslave everyone, right? They would have to physically come and arrest you and basically beat you until you tell them your private keys, which is not legal. So it's different. Your Bitcoin is a much higher level of ownership than the US dollars that you hold. It's a much higher level of property.
And the multimedia spruikers are having a party telling fools not to miss out. Get in early. It's the future. Oh wait, what? Lol. People are looking for any place they can to vindicate Kanye, aren't they? What exactly does that mean? Any way for you to better explain yourself and not end up being a bigot? Please. Just give it a try. Got it a go. Try to articulate the point you are. The whole thing is Bitcoin is a proof of concept PhD thesis that got cancerous and out of control and then had all these Ponzi's built on top of it. At some point, it is all going to zero. It has intrinsic value of zero. The current value is based only on the user's faith, similar to fiat currency but not quite. No government, debt or taxes support crypto. Plus, anyone can create its own at will. Yet, you use something very tangible, electricity and computers, GPU, ASIC, whatever, to generate these and mine, which you obtain through dollars and euros. Also they say it's decentralized, but you can see how always there are a few players. Twitter names, rich people, as well as some group of developers, who decide the next fork or the next new feature of the chain, not your neighbor. They also say this is the money of the people to liberate the world, and all that bullshit, but all they do is indoctrinate, hold and speculate. They basically leave aside all the people that did not enter into the market early, as now prices are prohibitive. People who started early mining using their CPU are now rich and take advantage over the rest of the population that had to work hard to get money, so it's still an unfair system just like banks with gold and currency. People who are not technologically savvy, e.g. elder, are discarded by the crypto system.
So yeah, I'm very convinced this is the bottom. I started watching in middle of 2017 the bull run, and I never stopped watching all the way down from $20,000 down to $3,000. And I remember November and December 2018 when it went down, I was reading Reddit, same comments. Like they were the same. It was the same. It was Bitcoin is worthless. Bitcoin's going to 1,000. Bitcoin's going to 0. It was all a Ponzi scheme. All of it is scam. There's no intrinsic value. It was just the biggest tulip bubble, biggest bubble. It was all over the news. Right? People were telling their friends and family, and it was random people was buying Bitcoin, and no one knew what it was, and so it was worthless. When it dropped from 6,000 to 3,000, it was like, this is worthless, it's going to 0. And then it just went up to $65,000. Now, took a while from 3,000 January 2019 to middle of 2021, $65,000. So that's 2.5 years. No, 2.5 years to go up. I think over the next 2 to 3 years, we're going to go way higher, like way higher than $65,000. Yeah. Now I'm personally thinking somewhere between $200,000 to $400,000 per Bitcoin within 2 to 3 years. But again, like it's not like I don't have a crystal ball, right? I could be wrong. I don't know. You know, maybe it only goes to 50,000. Maybe it goes to $2 million. I don't think it's going to go to 2 million. I also don't think it's just going to go to 50,000. But regardless, right? Regardless of if it goes to 50 or 2 million, it's at $16,000 right now. Like to me, it's very obvious what the right move is. And yeah, like I'm almost kind of like a bit of a veteran because crypto is Bitcoin's only 13 years old. Ethereum's only like 8 years old. The fact that I've been in this space for 5.5 years since the middle of 2017, I'm a little bit like I've literally seen all this before. Like I've been like it's a full circle moment, right? I've been in this space for like 1.5 cycles, kind of. That I've seen this play out once before. Last time I wasn't per se confused. The last time we fell down to 3,000, I actually thought 3,000 was the bottom. I actually predicted the 3,000 bottom when we were at around between 6 to 10K. Before we fell to 3,000, I actually thought 3,000 was the lowest we could go. I thought we could go below 5K and we wouldn't go below 3K. And actually it went to 3.1K. So it was a very accurate prediction. So I wasn't like per se confused, but like now I really understand it. Like now I really understand it better than before.
Crypto and blockchain is not scam. What is scam is fooling ignorant people that in the first place do not understand anything of what they're investing. Is not different than real estate or financial systems scamming fools by convincing them to drop money into something they know will not work. People should not start to say they're in crypto unless they understand basics of what is in the first place crypto DESCENTRALIZED money. Less than cryptographic greater than public and private key, and how you having your crypto managed by your private key is what makes ecosystem strong. That's why you are seeing only exchanges going bankrupt. If you talk of serious projects like Bitcoin or Monero that advocate for decentralization, that's why you see them still strong, and seeing how all the *itcoins projects die trying to replace the original creation. That's why in the first place Bitcoin creation was a success. No figure, neither central entity represents the project. It's all in the decentralized community. But all those BitConnect, MTGOX, Quadriga, FTX, Luna, *T coins representatives, they overpromise benefits by sacrificing the main point of crypto, simple DESCENTRALIZATION, and elimination of third parties. So think again, what keeps being proven time and time is simply third-party exchanges failing, and simple reason is that it's an incompatible model for something like crypto decentralized economy.
This guy knows what he's talking about. This is super accurate. This is super accurate. Bitcoin allows you to have absolute and to have absolute custody, control over your asset, and to have full knowledge that no one else could possibly have those access to your coins, because you can randomly generate the private keys using 24 English words or using dice rolls or coin flips. So you can generate it yourself randomly, knowing no one else could have rolled the same 100 coin flips in a row as you did. It's basically impossible. It's mathematically essential. The chance of it is so small that once you roll your coin 100 times, you know you have a unique private key. So Bitcoin allows you within 2 minutes to have absolute possession of your property, but people are still lending them out in these fractional reserve entities like banks. So in a fractional reserve system, like this is actually what I kind of expected 3 months ago. It was August, so it was like 3 months ago. I was thinking the next step could be a collapse upwards. And what I mean by that is, I think that while the price of Bitcoin is going up, exchanges will be collapsing and going bankrupt while the price goes up. So what that means is that's like almost like max pain, right? It's almost like maximum pain for a lot of people in the space, especially those who don't know what they're doing. You have companies, there's a lot of institutions and companies who are short selling Bitcoin to hedge against their stock portfolio, because stocks have been going down over the last half a year. And since crypto and Bitcoin is generally over the last year or two, it's been correlated to the stock market because of the unprecedented amount of monetary printing. When you debase the measurement tool for every market, then all of them are going to be correlated, right? Because you're measuring the S&P 500 in US dollar terms, right? You like when you look at that chart, you're measuring it in US dollars, in how much you would pay in US dollars to buy one of those pieces of that index. Same with Bitcoin, right? When people say Bitcoin's price, they're generally talking about the US dollar pair. You could talk about other currency pairs, like, you could buy Bitcoin with Russian rubles, but most people in the world are not doing that. They're buying Bitcoin with US dollars. So when you're talking about the traditional stock market, the S&P 500 to USD trading pair, and then you're comparing that to the BTC USD trading pair, of course they're going to be correlated. Like people are surprised that they're correlated, but there's not surprising at all. You're changing the denomination for both of those, right? You're changing the denominator for both of those equations. Then of course the whole number between both of those two relations are going to be correlated. S&P 500 over USD versus BTC over USD. If you manipulate the USD supply, the denominator, both of them are obviously going to be correlated. But yeah, so it's been correlated for the last 2 years. So traditional institutions and companies have been short selling Bitcoin mainly on FTX to hedge against their stock portfolio. So let's say, the stock market goes down 3%, but Bitcoin goes down 6%. Okay, so then they only have to hedge 50% of their stock portfolio by short selling Bitcoin for the risk to be zero, right? Let's say they lose, $1 billion on stocks, but they make back $1 billion by short selling Bitcoin with half as much to back it. But so in that situation, the max pain I thought was a liquidation upwards, where everyone realizes there's not, and also there's this chart, the Bitcoin total supply. Let me just pull up this chart real quick. Yeah, it's this one. I mean, it's Google. I guess we'll just use Google Images. So this is the right chart. But so Bitcoin's supply on exchanges has been going down since the COVID crash, March 2020. It's been 2.5 years since then. It's been going down from so on the left side you can see, so from up here 17% down to 13%. So 4% of all Bitcoin of 20 million, 4% of 21 million, which is around 4% of 20 million is 800,000. Only 800,000 Bitcoins has been moved off of the exchanges, which is a good amount, by the way, but I actually thought it was more than that. 4% of all Bitcoin Oh, no, this is an old chart. It's more than this. This is an old chart. You see, this only goes up to like October 2021. This is 1 year old. God, this chart's 1 year old. It went even lower. Yeah, it's at like 11%. Yeah, so okay, 11%. So that would be around 1.2 million bitcoins. Has been moved off in total. 1.2 million bitcoins over the last 2 years have been moved off exchanges. So I thought the max pain was a liquidation upwards, where as the price is going up, a lot of people realize that the Bitcoin that they thought they held on exchanges don't actually exist. So now, like they thought they had, like, let's say 2 Bitcoins, and now Bitcoin went up 3x in price. They're like, oh my God, I made a lot of money. I made 3x my money. Then they open their account and it's like, it's not there. Or accounts, exchanges go bankrupt, institutions get short squeezed, liquidated. So a lot of upward buying pressure due to all these liquidity issues. That's what I thought would happen. Now, so far we've had one of those two. We've had the collapse part, but we haven't had the up part. Like, I thought we were going to collapse up. Now the price hasn't gone up yet, but I think we were going to go up soon. I think we were going to start going up. So we had the collapse, but not the up part. This was very accurate.
Yeah, a virtual industry to scam billions of people, which will eventually hit down to zero. Ivanovsky 007. They sure scammed a lot of fools. Look at the Voyager, Terra Luna and Celsius subreddits, and look into the future. The Enlisted Group, a scam perpetuated by prestigious academic institutions like Duke University. The future of finance, emphasis on future. Once again, another example of academia teaching trash to make money. This is sadly what happens when there is no protection for the consumers and zero accountability. People can hate banks all they want, but at least they are required to have all savings, checking accounts secured by insurance, FTX, and protected to a certain limit, $250,000 USD.
Okay, let's go to the BlockFi one. The BlockFi Reddit is a lot better. There's actually stuff here. Okay, we're gonna read this one first. Update from BlockFi. Okay, I'm just gonna read this for you guys. We are shocked and dismayed by the news regarding FTX and Alameda. We, like the rest of the world, found out about the situation through Twitter. Given the lack of clarity on the status of FTX US, and Alameda, we are not able to operate business as usual. Our priority has been and will continue to be to protect our clients and their interests. Until there is further clarity, we are limiting platform activity, including pausing client withdrawals, as allowed under our terms of service. We will share more specifics as soon as possible. We request that clients do not deposit to BlockFi wallet or interest accounts at this time. We intend to communicate as frequently as possible going forward, but anticipate that this will be less frequent than our clients and other stakeholders are used to. Now let's start reading. Let's start listening to some of these. I actually read through these last night, but we're gonna read
God
through
fucking
them.
damn it. You can't trust anybody. Sasbake 2 days ago. Why would you still use them after everything? OMG. Yprox 5 2 days ago. Not after Luna. It's just sad to see another one go. I like their credit card. Miggleperson_. Can't really blame BlockFi though. From what I've historically seen, they haven't been a nefarious actor. But FTX going down just near fucked up the whole market, and we were still feeling the aches of Luna. The only reason BlockFi made is because of FTX. They would have shut down when Celsius shut down. Whole point of Bitcoin. My Bitcoin transfer went through around 5 p.m. I feel like the last helicopter out of Vietnam. I transferred some last night. Email says the 14th. This will be interesting. Me too. Email and app says Monday, November 14th. I pray it happens. FYI, in the event of bankruptcy, your withdrawal is subject to a potential clawback. My advice, keep it intact, just in case. Thanks for the advice. When did you initiate it? Yesterday about 10 a.m. It's crazy how slow BlockFi withdrawals are. Everyone was praising how that's a good thing. FTX was near instantaneous for me. Confirm the transfer on phone and it was sent on the next block for BTC. Yes, and there always seemed to be a bank holiday somehow. Same for USDC position 1 p.m. yesterday, received today at 3/4. Exactly the same with me. It was a huge chunk and I was sick all day until I got the notification that CB received my transfer. I immediately swapped to USD and cashed out. I am the guy stuck on top of the embassy. Mine went through at 7:53 p.m. Thank God. I am so fucking stupid. Same. All for the 7.5%. WTF is wrong with me? Life lesson. Everyone on Wall Street would gladly sacrifice their children to Satan for a risk-free 7% return. If anyone promises you 7+, it will never be risk-free. Obviously this number changes with inflation. The longer, higher the inflation is, the higher the reasonable rate would be.
Okay, so this one I don't fully agree with. You can have a 7% return, but you have to. The key is you have to know where it's coming from, and also, yeah, no one will promise you risk-free. I mean, don't listen to promises, right? No one can promise you anything. No one can promise you anything, and also nothing is risk free. But you can definitely actually have a more than 7% compounding yearly return. For example, if you started a business yourself, if you want that business to eventually be a huge like global, empire, a huge global business, and you want that to happen within your lifetime, and you started from zero, it's bound to have some years where it's growing up thousands of percents. It's bound to. If you start a business and it only grows at like 10% or 7% per year, you will have to wait hundreds of years for it to grow into a global empire. So it's very possible for a young business, a successful business idea, to grow at hundreds or thousands of percents per year. But the key is exactly where the money is coming from. If you lend your money to someone and they just promise you a percent return, you have to ask, where is it coming from? If you didn't ask, it's probably coming from you. You're probably paying other people. If they don't tell you, then you're probably paying for other people, right? You have to know where the money is coming from. BlockFi is just like a machine, right? The amount of money going in is always equal to the amount of money coming out. If you don't know where the money is coming in, you think you're on this side, you're actually on this side. You're the money that's going in, you're not the money that's coming out.
Sadly, I just learned this. I just lost a lot of money I've worked really hard for over the years. Fortunately, it was just sitting there. I wasn't using it, so won't affect my day-to-day life at all, but wow. Holy shit. Life lesson. Compounding interest is not the easiest concept to understand, but I really wish they would educate people better because it's not hard to understand a few important things. Anyone offering over 6% means high risk. If they say it's low risk, they are either a fool or a con artist. The stock market is historically approximately 8% return, but there's a lot of ups and downs and a lot of people lose a lot of money. Anyone offering over 10% risk-free means they are definitely con artists. Anyone offering anything over 15% means you'll be lucky if they only steal your money and don't murder you. Good to know. Thanks, same. Had some residuals in there. Forgot to take it out since I didn't look into anything crypto related for the past 6+ months. Same. F you BlockFi, give me my credit card rewards. You owe me 0.1 in BTC. I want my $25 in rewards. Tears of joy. Dude, that was hard work. I picked a lot of shitty places to eat it because I got 5% more. Why is this only shared here and no official email? The only official email that has gone out is, despite recent events, pay your credit card bill, without even addressing what's going on. Exactly. Can you imagine people not knowing and sending thousands via ACH into BlockFi, which is now bankrupt? No notice was given via email text. You have to follow TheorBS Twitter feed to find out. They sent an email about the credit cards. There hasn't been any emails sent about withdrawals. If you weren't on Twitter or Reddit today, you won't know what is happening. They will likely email over the next day as the US opens up. I just processed a withdrawal through the app. I see nothing about this news at any step, just says my withdrawal is pending like usual. Because they are fucking cunts and they are still accepting deposits. No mention of the situation on their app or on the website. I just got an email minutes ago. Apparently almost a full day after a bunch of other people knew. Good thing I took all my funds off around the Celsius incident. Am I going to lose my life savings on BlockFi? You already lost them. Yes, you already did. Well, this is incredibly scary. How exactly does this work? If I withdrew funds via ACH today, already received email from BlockFi, I started my withdrawal into my bank account yesterday. I have a feeling we are not getting anything. I hope you're wrong, friend. Me too, but it's pretty clear we are going to get fucked. I literally started looking into it and then withdrew once I heard about the FTX thing. I just don't understand how we could have known this would affect BlockFi and so quickly. I really hope they are just being precautious and grant the withdrawals. They smelled of FTX, it was only a matter of time. I didn't even know what FTX was until last night when I started looking into it. The only platform I have funds on is BlockFi. How could I had known about FTX affecting BlockFi when I didn't know FTX even existed until last night? Fuck, me too. 2 pending withdrawals. Same here. 2 pending. 1 was initiated yesterday and 1 earlier today. Hope they at least clear out the queue and are only pausing withdrawals going forward, starting with their Twitter post. I submitted a withdrawal request on Wednesday about noon EST. Surprisingly, my funds were deposited into my bank account today at 7:35 a.m. It wasn't a lot, just credit card rewards. Maybe that's why it was executed so quickly. Maybe there's hope you'll still get your funds deposited. Pensive face, crossed fingers. Heard of the FTX news yesterday, started looking into it and posted here for some opinions. Decided to withdraw today and they posted this update at the same time I received the BlockFi ACH withdrawal request received email. In the same boat, lol. I have a sinking feeling we aren't getting our money. Wasn't Brandon on here yesterday saying everything was fine? Celsius, Steve from Voyager, and SBF all said the same thing seconds before disaster. From here on out, anytime a CEO says everything's fine, I'm immediately taking everything out. Nexo just sent an email reassuring everyone it was fine and I tried to warn the people on there to take their funds off. I was told I was an idiot, and that Nexo shouldn't be in the same category because it was different. Good luck with that. I shouldn't have posted anything. I guess they can learn the hard way. Oh, Nexo is shady for sure. I knew it even before shit hit the fan. That CEO has a very nice rep. He is capable of anything emo. Nexo is Ponzi for sure 100%. I don't feel bad for those people that still believe Nexo with their life-saving. It is their choice if they don't listen. Is this affecting both wallet and interest accounts? This garbage company only exists still due to a loan from a soon-to-be bankrupt FTX. So yeah, it's all fucked. Hey, always do. They likely thought it was until the news broke the US branch of FTX is under SEC investigation in the last few hours. Now they know it's game over. As I said in the other thread, Brandon doesn't know anything. Flory probably does have personal liability as a result of her statement that everything was operating normally. I plan to discuss the case against her tomorrow with an attorney. But don't go after these low-level employees, who are now unemployed and who didn't know anything. Please do not hold Brandon responsible. He is the community manager and there is no way he could have known while performing his duties. This was undoubtedly a decision that only senior executives know, but as a company, and he is the front-facing person of that company, lied to the entire community yesterday. Super rough. How can one ever trust BlockFi again? You don't have to, they are out of business now.
So what this person here is missing, Brandon, I'm assuming, is the admin of the BlockFi Reddit subreddit. So just one day before, they're saying everything's fine. So that's always how it goes. So the reason is because if you're running a fractional reserve system, in order to not have a bank run, you need not everyone to withdraw the coins at the same time. This is the same with any fractional reserve system. Banks back then, fractional reserved gold. If everyone asked for their gold back from the bank at the same time, there would be a bank run, and it would be revealed that they didn't have any gold, or they didn't have enough gold for everyone, and they would like go and lynch the bank person. You know, if you're these centralized lending platforms are basically running fractional reserve because they advertise as you can withdraw your money at any time. Okay, but if you can withdraw your money at any time, then they can't lend money out. Okay, but they do lend money out. They lend money out to other institutions to earn a yield. It's fractional reserve, right? They have, let's say, $1 billion in deposit. They lend out 800 million of it, or maybe all billion of it to businesses. The businesses pay, let's say, 10% annual interest on that loan, and you, as the depositor, get 5%. So BlockFi would make that spread. They would make the 5% interest per year. Okay. Well, if that's the case, not everyone can withdraw their coins at the same time because the coins are held by the business, not big chunk of it is held by the business. The bank, the BlockFi, it only has $100 million left in its deposit. It doesn't have all of the $1 billion. So not everyone can withdraw at the same time. So when they advertise everyone can withdraw at any time, that's a statistical thing. It's only like, oh, we're banking on the fact that not everyone's going to withdraw at the same time. Okay, so then when there's a liquidity crunch, when a lot of people are withdrawing, right? When the withdrawal is coming close to that $100 million mark, right? People are withdrawing money. The reserve goes down from 100. Let's say the reserve goes down from 100 million down to 10 million. What are they going to say? Right now they're probably calling the businesses. They're calling the businesses that they loan the money to. They say, hey, we need some. Hey, margin call. Right? We need some of our collateral back. We need some of the loan back. Our depositors are withdrawing money, but the businesses are like, well, I don't have it right now. You know, like I just invested in whatever this new building or whatever. We just invested in something. We don't have the money. We'll give it to you next month or 2 months later. And then BlockFi's like, okay, can we hold off for another 2 months? We have $10 million left in our deposit. How can we make sure that we can how can we make sure there's not a bank run? So what are they going to say? Are they going to say to everyone, hey guys, our vaults are low, like stop withdrawing? Like what are they going to say? Like, hey guys, our vaults are low. You know, like everything is not fine. Like, you know, are they going to say everything's not fine? It's not going to fix the problem? No. If they said if BlockFi or any centralized lending platform says, guys, we don't have the money, everything is not fine, there will immediately be a bank run, and the company will immediately go bankrupt. Immediately, there will be a bank run. Even if they were fine, even if they didn't have problems, if they say they have, because that's the nature of fractional reserve. Even if you don't have a problem, if you said you had a problem, everyone would try to withdraw their money, and then you would actually have a problem. So their only choice is to say there's no problem, no problem. They will wait until it's the last dollar in that vault, right? From 100 million reserve down to 10 million, they're still banking on, okay, hopefully people don't withdraw all of this last 10 million until we get some of the money back from those companies next month. We just pray and hope, right? We're probably going to like put out posts saying our business is doing fine, right? Our business is better than the other one there. Move your money here. Because if you get some new customer deposits, then you can extend that period. You only have 10 million left, but if some other people deposit another 10 million, now you got 20 million in your vault. You can you can last a little longer. These companies are all just trying to like stay afloat, essentially. They're just trying to, that's the nature of fractional reserve. The issue is fractional reserve. The issue is not, it's not Brandon. And Brandon probably doesn't know this, right? I don't think Brandon runs BlockFi. I'm pretty sure he's just the social media manager or the Reddit manager. So yeah, I mean, it should not be surprising at all to people, just to think through how fractional reserve works, that they will say everything's fine until the last second, until there is $1 left in the vault, and then there's $0, and then someone clicks withdraw on $10,000 and they can't. There isn't $10,000 of Bitcoin or US dollar or whatever. So then they have to stop withdrawals, right? And then immediately they declare bankruptcy. So this is it's to me it's quite simple. It's quite obvious, but that's what people are missing. Okay, let's keep reading.
WTF do I do? I have over 11k in GUSD and BIA. Not much you can do but wait and see. Withdrawals are locked, so there's no way to get anything out unless they solve their issues and turn them back on. They are gone. I have 10k worth of ETH and BTC in interest account. It's gone, huh? Relax. It's not gone yet. I don't know what the F I am doing. I moved from interest to wallet and then transferred my BTC and ETH to my Robinhood wallet lol. The app says pending. It's 10k worth. My wife will force me to Uber for a year. Somehow I find that funny, right after blasting the news about opening doors to taking on accredited US investors just days earlier. Pretty scummy. 18. Reply give award share report save follow 4 more replies. Level 1
Yeah, that's not quite correct. Like maybe they are scummy, but even if the lender, even if the centralized bank lending platform was the most moral, like they're saints, right? They're out to donate money to people. That's their goal. They don't care at all about making money. They only want their customers and the people they lend to. They only want everyone to have as much money as possible and thrive. Even if that's the case, they still won't tell you there's an issue until it literally there's $0 left, right? Because that's how a bank, that's the nature of fractional reserve. That's how fractional reserves work. That's how bank runs work. Is if you tell people there's an issue, people will immediately withdraw money and you will immediately cause a bank run, because fractional reserve means you don't have all the reserves, all the deposit on reserve. You don't have all of the deposit in your cold storage, in your hard wallet, your whatever, your multi-sig, in your storage all the time. If you don't have a fractional reserve system, if you told everyone things are not fine and 100% of your customers withdrew their money at the same time, you could just give them all their money back because you have all the money in the cold storage. And the criteria for that, and that requires that you don't use that money for anything else. It's just sitting there doing nothing in cold storage, right? Then you won't have a bank run. But it's also not a business because it's just a custody business. Like people would have to pay you to hold the coins because you're not using that coins to do anything else. You can't make money off the coins. The coins are just sitting there, 100% reserve, right? But if you have a fractional reserve system, the nature of it is that you have to make sure you have to bank on the fact that not everyone's withdrawing at the same time. So even if you want people to have their money and you don't want them to lose your money, you would not say there's an issue until it's the last second. Because otherwise you would cause an issue, and you don't want to cause an issue. You don't want your customers to lose their funds. You want them to have their money back. Even if it's assuming you were moral and you wanted what's the best for your customers, it would be the same result. Like, it's the same thing. So the issue is not like BlockFi, right? It's not, oh, BlockFi is bad, right? BlockFi is a scam, but let's use this other one. Let's use Nexo, right? Oh, Nexo's a scam. Let's use the yada yada. Let's use the next one, right? Oh, this one's good. This one's good because this guy has credentials. This guy's been in the industry for years. This guy, he graduated from MIT or whatever. Oh, we can trust this guy. Oh, this guy's good reputation. This guy's the leader of a country, whatever. None of that matters. They could be a saint and it still doesn't work. Fractional reserve doesn't work. It's bound to have bank runs. Okay, let's keep reading.
Absolute BS. Bring the law down hard on those who said things were fine a day ago.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything. Punishing, I mean, you can punish them, but it's not going to get people their money back. It doesn't do anything.
1 Rock Pikmin 012.
Like the understanding that fractional reserve doesn't make sense. Fractional reserve only makes sense when it's like, I guess you could say like consensual, like when you can, I guess you could have some sort of like a consensual fractional reserve system where it's like, okay, I acknowledge that you don't have, all our money at the same time. And if you don't have it, I'm okay to wait until you get it back. And if you don't get it back, I'm okay to lose the money. Like I'm okay to wait for the company to, pay back the loan and then you give me the money back. Or if they can't pay back the loan, I'm okay with losing the money. But that's not, like, people don't realize that, right? People don't realize that when you have your money in a bank account, it's a fractional reserve system. Like, do people realize that? If they don't, then it's not consensual. It's not consensual. So I mean, punishing these people is not going to do anything. Education is going to fix it. People have to understand what fractional reserve is.
No email, no alert on the app. Disgraceful. It really fucking is. Terrible statement too in the sign off. I basically fuck you. Well, if there was an alert on the app, then people might not deposit money in there. This way they're able to get the money from people who rarely use social media. You have a bright future ahead of you in some crypto company. You could lol, but I had whitelisting and the only address I could withdraw was on FTX. Smiling face with Tear 15. Reply, give award, share report, save, follow, wait. 3 more reply.
Okay, okay. A tip for anyone who uses any crypto or any centralized exchanges or any services at all that has whitelisting. First of all, you should use whitelisting, because if you don't use whitelisting, if hackers, if they phishing scam you or they take your, if they get your password, boom, your coins are gone. So you want to use whitelisting to make sure you can only withdraw from an exchange to designated wallets that you choose. But you have to whitelist before you see a problem, like not after you see a problem. It's just like if you build a house, you have to build a fire exit before there's a fire, not when there's a fire, not after there's a fire. You have to build it when you build the building. When you make an account, you have to make all the whitelisting when you open the account, before you put coins on there, or immediately after you put coins on there. Like, because I use centralized exchanges too, right? Like, I don't hold all my money there for a long period of time. You shouldn't. But even if you only put money on there for 3 days, you should open the whitelisting addresses when you put money on there, not when you see an issue. Because usually when you open a whitelist, usually when you whitelist an address, there's a delay. Like, you can only use that whitelisted address after a day or 2 days or a week or something like that. That's the security measurement. Because, I mean, if there wasn't that security measurement, then a hacker who gets your password can immediately whitelist their own address and withdraw the coins to their own address, right? So then the whitelist becomes pointless. So the whitelist has to have a delay, which means you have to have that prepared all the time. Your whitelist should always be prepared. So whenever you have money on an exchange, like just like play like a mental like game with yourself. Like imagine, all of a sudden, like you realize something's bad's going on, you have to get the money out immediately. The exchange is going bankrupt, or like, there's a war going on in your country, you have to flee, you have to take the money out, and you have to withdraw the Bitcoin or whatever to your cold wallet and flee. Like, if you immediately need the money tomorrow or today, right now, could you get the money out? Like, and also, you don't just whitelist one address, right? Don't just like, this guy only whitelisted at FTX. Like, whenever I have any crypto, Bitcoin on any exchange, there's at least 3 different whitelists, right? Like, my hardware, as many as you can, like, make as many as you can. So, like, let's say I have 10. I have an account on like a lot of exchanges. Like, I have Coinbase, Binance, Bybit, FTX, Celsius, BlockFi. Yeah, there's more, like Nexo, that's Canadian exchange. CoinSquare, another Canadian exchange. You can have multiple hardware wallets. You can also have mobile wallets. You can download an app. You can download mobile wallets. Just whitelist all of them, because those are safe. Like, at least they're not the hackers. At least they're not the hackers' wallets. And if ever one of these exchanges go bankrupt or go under, then you just remove that whitelisted address to make sure you don't accidentally withdraw to, like after Celsius collapsed, I removed the whitelist from Binance to Celsius because I don't want to accidentally send money to Celsius. But also, I'm not going to accidentally send there anyways, because every time I send Bitcoin, even if I'm sending it to a whitelisted address, I'm still going to double check the address. Like, I'm still going to double check. It's just good practice. In my mind, it's good practice. Maybe it's a waste of time, but it only takes a few seconds anyways. So yes, like, you should always have more than one whitelist, right? That's not good practice. Like, that's just mismanagement. That's really just a mistake on his part. Yeah. Okay, continue.
The whole leadership team was removed from their site. Before, HTTP URL. Now, HTTP URL. Really sad.
So this is the archived website before. We're gonna dox these people. I mean, this is public. It's not like I'm doxing them or something, but this is the before and after. Likely their legal team told them to take that down, but I don't know if it does anything. Like, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know.
They are kind of stupid though. Think they can protect their upper echelon from scrutiny by removing their pictures? The internet never forgets. Wow. And this is after they announced changes to their executive team, I think just a couple days ago. Glad I got out a few months ago. Now they completely removed the section from their site. Pathetic, damn. Although I already moved all my assets a long time ago, it is still giving me a chill. If all of my assets were lost, I don't know what I will do. Hope you guys did the same thing. Like surreal. I withdrew way back in 2021, but still gives me chills. Mine are all still on BlockFi. I'm just holding on to hope that there is a way we'll still make it out of this okay. The day before CC rewards hit. Cool. Yeah, same. I just used the card at Costco tonight and now I see this. I pulled my rewards last month after payments were made, so only losing a month, but JFC I can't win for losing with this Cefi, DeFi bullshit. Earning an ETH. Does this pause include GUSD? I have over 6 figures on here. Serious question, am I going to see my funds? Like, I actually need this money within a few weeks to pay my rent. I am freaking out, bro, this can't be happening. Fuck. Your recent post history suggests you make $100,000 per year. Downsize your life for a while if you can. Move somewhere cheaper, get roommates. 6 figures is a devastating loss, but with a 6-figure income, you will be okay. My rent is going to $2,600 a month and I have a car payment of $850. The 100K figure was because of interest I'm getting from BlockFi. My salary is much lower. I have barely 3K in the bank and withdraw to spend. I'm in trouble, it's gone, man. I went through losing 100K on Celsius. The next few months will be hard, but you'll get through it less than 3. I wasn't even okay after the crash yesterday. Now my life is about to change forever. This really isn't okay. Damn, dude. I'm really sorry. Please don't do anything rash. This has happened to so many people at this point, so take solace in knowing you're not alone. Honestly, those are absurdly high rent and car payments. Can you downsize? Sell the car or trade it in? Get a cheaper apartment, roommates, move in with family? Borrow some cash from friends, family to get you through the next month or two. It's going to suck at first, but I promise you can bounce back from this. Especially if you have a stable job. Hell, I'm barely employed and broke as a joke after losing shitloads of money during a bipolar episode. It was devastating. But I pivoted to living extremely frugally, reassessed my priorities in life, and now I am far less anxious than when I had that money and far better prepared for when I'm financially solid again. Life is a crazy roller coaster. Be kind to yourself and don't give up. Thank you. I'm still in denial and hoping they get a bailout. I can't actualize this right now because my whole life is about to fall apart. I don't want to give you false hope, but I still think your funds, or at least a large portion of them, are safe. They are stopping withdrawals to prevent a bank run and delay the inevitable bankruptcy. However, they still have assets that exceed their obligations. It may take a while for those assets to become liquid. Customer funds are at the top of the capital stack, followed by lenders and finally investors who will ultimately get pennies on the dollar, if anything at all. BlockFi is not a nefarious actor. They are simply a startup that made bad decisions and flew too close to the sun. I hope that's true. I'm pretty scared because I need to make major life decisions now because can't afford my rent without these funds. Do still plan on downsizing your lifestyle? It may be years before you see your money again. Mentally write them off right now. That way when you get something it'll be a nice bonus. There will not be a bailout. There's literally no one left with enough capital to bail anyone out except Binance and Coinbase. Binance will not be allowed to buy an American company BC of recently reported violations of American sanctions on Iran. Coinbase. I mean it could happen, but I'd put the odds below 10%. Coinbase is gonna need all their capital to have any chance of surviving the incoming crypto nuclear winter. I would do what I'm doing now, and what I did the day when Celsius failed. Consider this debt to be worth zero. That's unlikely to be the case, but whatever is recovered will take 10 years and probably be paid in dollars. Get a good job now because the recession is starting. You want to be in a place with longevity and security.
Okay, let's continue.
I had over 6 on Celsius. Eventually the pain goes away and you just laugh like a crazy person. Level 2 Zookeeper 1797 2 days ago wrecked. Look at it this way, you lost a lot of money but you gained a very valuable lesson. You are now wiser than yesterday. I just bought yesterday's dip. Does that mean that my brand new contribution is wiped out? It's gone. Huh, Mr. _Properton, yay probably. Sorry buddy, hope you didn't lose too much. I just got an email from these clowns reminding me that I need to pay my BlockFi credit card bill. Yeah no shit lol. It's a $0 balance, but if I had a balance, I'd pay it. I'm never going to get any of my money back, am I? Same record 6,928. No, I've been through this already with Celsius and Voyager, all the money is gone. Yeah, I was dumb for not withdrawing obviously. Thought these guys were supposed to be the legit ones. For BTC and GUSD and interest earning accounts, can you write off the cost basis on taxes? Anyone know how that works? Pulled everything from BlockFi after the Celsius debacle and recently was second guessing that move. But it was definitely the right decision. Sorry to all who... It's so ironic how centralization is fucking up the dream of decentralization. I feel sorry for those that didn't get out sooner. This is the last straw for SEFI entities in the crypto space. Get screenshots of your balances, download any all reports in your account settings. CNBC just said that FTX has officially filed Chapter 11. Also SBF has officially resigned. We all knew it was inevitable eventually. Lol seriously? Why did Flory post all that bullshit yesterday then? Now all of the sudden they find out through Twitter? Maybe the SEC can use the 100 meters fine they extracted from BlockFi to make retail investors whole. Don't hold your breath. What will happen if we initiated a withdrawal before the announcement but it's still pending? Y'all learn nothing from the Celsius situation? The real question is, will BlockFi file for BK and will there be clawbacks? If you just withdrew, don't celebrate quite yet. In my bank account the amount shows as pending. Does that mean I will get the amount? Got out a week after Celsius cratered. Didn't have too much here, but once the first lending domino fell, it was clear that the rest would go. It was only a matter of time. Truly never been so angry in my life and I didn't even have money on BlockFi. You guys are criminals and should be in jail. It was all a big scam that you knew could implode. You knew that if it did that we would be the ones to get fucked, not you. Friends got to pull out before the collapse and we get left holding the bag.
Yeah, I don't fully agree with that either. If again, like it doesn't matter if they're moral or not. Fractional reserve doesn't work. If they really think it would collapse and it would be a huge scam, they should have predicted, that they were gonna end up in prison and declaring bankruptcy and losing all their money. Because even the founders, they're not gonna have a good time here, right? If they really knew this wasn't gonna work, I don't think they would have started the company. It's just not understanding what fractional reserve is. Ironically, even these companies themselves don't understand the problem with it.
Well, I guess I'm fucked. I also had whitelisting turned on and no external addresses added, so even if I wanted to withdraw, which it sounds like I can't, I'd have to wait 7 days. Fuck these companies.
Make sure you set up your withdrawal your withdrawal options before there's a problem, which means right when you deposit coins, not after.
Hearing almost everyone here saying, glad I pulled my money out. Any folks out there like me who were asleep at the wheel and still have meaningful amounts of BTC or other assets in a BlockFi wallet? I'm considering it lost at this point, which sucks and is embarrassing. I am now sending messages to their employees on LinkedIn. I had over $250,000 in there. This is nuts. I have 100K plus. I was so stupid to trust it. It's all my life there. I have not yet, but I did receive a text message this morning that my withdrawal was processing. I have personal cell phone numbers for most of the leadership team. Going to start calling folks early next week. That's wild how 250k for you is like me losing. Lol, your dollar is gone, bud. Start processing. I tried to process my withdrawal. I don't understand how they can't send me it back. It still shows in my wallet. This is crazy. My parents have over $2 million left in their account too, and were already mad they lost half the value when crypto dropped, and now they can't get the other half. Oh, I meant processing in your head that it's gone. Sorry, bud. This is just like Celsius. This will drag out to bankruptcy and you'll like never see anything again, and if you do it'll be a very small amount. That's wild how 250k for you is like me losing 5k. Hopefully you will live, at least maybe IRL PPL don't have to know about it.
This guy's rich.
Lol, yeah, it's not really a big deal, but I would rather drop that on another safari trip or something. Then again, been losing like 100k a day on bad options trades, lol. So who am I to complain? It's so funny. With that much money you probably could just legit buy low-cost index funds and have a gambling percent for fun and just be fine. But I guess it doesn't matter regardless. How TF do you spend 250k on a safari trip? Different worlds, lol. But safaris aren't super expensive, but if you want to shoot a lion that's like 50k and an elephant is 25 to 75 depending on size, age, so it can add up. If you don't hunt, it's not bad. There's a few all-inclusive places that are actually great deals. Like the Four Seasons in Namibia. Oh, I'm like 70% low-cost index, but right now my family office has us in T-bills that pay like 4.6% and no state income tax, so yeah. I also received 3 same text messages this morning for my 3 withdrawal requests that were posted 20 hours ago. You trusted a startup with that kind of money? I'm sorry man, but that was reckless. I hope you don't have a family. It was worth nearly $1 million when I put it in, but they kept lowering the interest rate and I just let it ride. My parents have over $2 million in their account. This isn't a crazy impactful amount of money for us, but it still sucks. This is fraud. People need to go to jail. I have 100k plus. I was so stupid to trust it. It's all my life there. It's over. Rip my funds. Luckily, I only have a few dollars on BlockFi. After luckily getting out of Celsius months before they blew up and having lost $10,000 in crypto, I gladly went back to tradition investments. Oh, I still have crypto. Less than $100 USD in BTC. That's about how much I believe in crypto.
Yeah, I'm convinced this is the bottom. Everyone's waiting on the sideline. No one holds Bitcoin. And Bitcoin also there wasn't really hype for Bitcoin even over the last 2 years. It was really over NFTs and shitcoins and DeFi and stuff. So I think it's Bitcoin's turn. I think the next 2-3 years you're gonna see Bitcoin go up.
I guess you will come back when the next bull market arrives. Definitely not. After buying near the top, I am done. If in 10 years my $100 turns into $300, that's fine. If I lose it, that's fine. At least I sleep better in traditional investments. Sleeping well is very important. I am down 20k but can still sleep. What would happen to all the credit card balances owed to BlockFi if BlockFi were to go under? Asking for a friend. Edit. Lol from BlockFi today. You don't owe BlockFi, you owe Deserve Inc. and Evolve Bank. Tell your friend to pay it off. I think the CC is actually ran through a third party who will still try to collect. My guess is the issuer owns that, not BlockFi. We gotta get the US government to bail us out. No, they have to give money to Ukraine. What happens if I have a loan with them and liquidated the loan tomorrow? I just turned off allow listings, pray for me. You will probably get nothing back. The company is a black hole, funds can go in but no funds can come out without the direction of the courts. And that will take years. Brandon, barges in asterisk, it's over guys, refuses to elaborate further asterisk leaves. I wouldn't be too mad at him. Brandon probably had his own money in BlockFi. That's been a pattern with all of these collapsing crypto companies, employees get fucked too. I am so FK and glad my wire went through within 12 hours when FTX Binance news popped. Lost all my modich on Celsius for that 10% int. I can't believe I actually took more than a minute to ponder if I should withdraw or not. FK and saved $500,000. But my father's account. Not so lucky since 20k wasn't eligible for wire. Regular ACH on the 9th. Hope it goes through, since it was almost 48 hours prior to the shutdown. Guess I gotta count my blessings. I almost put in more when they emailed me about the new private client deposits. Feel sorry for those people who actually did. Wow.
$500,000.
Why would you stop withdrawals but not deposits? If you had the best interest of all customers, you would save customers who, if they live under a rock, would make the mistake of depositing more at a time like this.
So I'm not sure if, like, what he means by this, because probably if you open BlockFi and you click deposit, it would say don't deposit. Okay, but you can't stop people from depositing if they already have the address. Like, if for example, if you have a mining rig and your mining rig is whenever you mine coins, that coin is automatically going to your BlockFi, crypto Bitcoin public address, if you already have things routed automatically for coins to go to your BlockFi address, if BlockFi is going under, that public key is still like it's still what's the word? Valid. Still valid. That's the word. If you have things routed automatically to your BlockFi address, even if BlockFi is going bankrupt, that Bitcoin public address is still valid. Like, you can still send coins to that address, which can still be unlocked by the private key. So you can't stop other people from depositing. Like, on the blockchain, you can't stop deposits on the blockchain. Just don't send money to that address. So I don't exactly know what this guy means.
Withdrawals are paused, but they still seem to work on the website and go pending. Just checking to see if it's the case for everyone? It'll just be pending forever. Nothing will go through. Well, this ruined my weekend. Life. It's just money, man. You will make it back. I know it's tough, but it will get better. I'm reasonably lucky in the grand scheme of things. I had about $2,000 of Bitcoin in BlockFi and randomly withdrew $1,400 last week to help pay for car repairs. I randomly began the withdrawal process to take the last $600 out last night 4 hours before BlockFi's Twitter update. Had no idea about the FTX BlockFi issues. The funds are meant to arrive on Monday. No idea if I'll get them, but I guess the situation could have been worse for me. Has anyone had a withdrawal that they started before the tweet went out finish processing in the time since the tweet went out? Are there any withdrawals still posting right now, even the ones that were initiated a few days ago? I started my withdrawal on the 8th. It posted to my account on the 10th. It still says pending on the BlockFi app, but it is in my bank account. Not sure if they can reverse the transfer once it is in my bank account. Any info on whether they can do that would be appreciated. Welp, if they don't let people get their crypto out, then I am eating my words. If they are just pausing to figure out what is going on, do you want a bank run? This is literally how you get a bank run. Even if they say tomorrow all is normal, people are going to lose trust. It's over. The minute they allow withdrawals, if they were going to, it's an immediate bank run. Yep, for sure. Now we are about to see if they were truthful with the "our customers come first" lol. As for me, they can keep my dust. As soon as Celsius stole my coins, everything remaining went to cold storage. Lesson learned. I truly feel bad for anyone that lost their coins in BlockFi. I went through some dark times dealing with my coins loss with Celsius. Cold storage my ass. I am never putting a dime into crypto again. I didn't even lose too much money with Celsius, BlockFi, other stuff, but all this shit is so frustrating. I don't want to spend all my time figuring out if institutions are scams or not.
Yeah, you don't have to figure out if institutions are scams or not. You just figure out how. Just learn cryptography. Watch watch how Bitcoin works. Like math explanations on how Bitcoin works. You're not supposed to spend your time figuring out if institutions are scam or not. It's fractional reserve does not meld. Leverage does not mix well with Bitcoin, which is a bearer asset. Just learn how Bitcoin works. You're not supposed to figure out if institutions are scams or not. That's a waste of time.
Assume all crypto institutions are scams. Let them give you stuff. Don't give them stuff. Hold Bitcoin. Holy shit, you're stupid. Yep, agree. They'll say anything not to freak PPL out. It's over, boyos. They already had a bank run over the last 3 days. I also pulled mine out Tuesday and received my withdrawal this morning. Yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to solve their problem. What are people going to do if they ever do allow withdrawals again? No one in their right mind is going to keep their money there. Just delaying the inevitable, really. Such is the perverse logic of bank runs and why really no bank can ever exist without FTX insurance backstopping everyone's accounts. The really bizarre part is that the government basically never has to pay out on the FTX insurance because no one needs it, because there are no bank runs because everyone knows they have it. Bank runs aren't that much of a problem unless you don't have the assets. If you're in the business of lending customer money out, and some money is in long-term loans, a bank run can be tricky to navigate. But presumably, you'd be able to show someone else you're good for the assets demanded and get a bridge loan. The real issue with banks runs is when your balance sheet is negative. As a side note, banks do fail with some regularity, but they're mostly small banks most people don't know about. HTTP URL.
FDIC insurance only works for fiat money because you can print more fiat money. If you can't FDIC crypto, you can't FDIC Bitcoin. Let's say people deposit 100,000 Bitcoins onto BlockFi, and FDIC Insure says we guarantee you 100,000 Bitcoins, and if they don't have it, we will buy it back with fiat money. Okay, and then BlockFi loses the 100,000 Bitcoins, and now people try to claim that FDIC insurance. But let's say there isn't 100,000 Bitcoins on the market to buy. Like, let's say on Binance they only have 80,000 Bitcoins, and that's all the Bitcoins that are available on the market. Let's just say, right? I'm just using some temporary, imaginary numbers. How much money would the FDIC have to print in fiat dollars to buy $100,000 of Bitcoin? Right? Quick question. How much, in that situation, how much money would they have to print to buy $100,000 of Bitcoin? Infinite. There's no answer, because there's only 80,000 Bitcoins on Binance. They could print literally an infinite amount of fiat money, and they still wouldn't be able to buy 100,000 Bitcoins to give back to people. So FDIC insurance, I mean, I guess it works for like stable coins, but it's just inflationary. The only way they guarantee people, the only way they guarantee that people won't lose dollar in fiat numbers is basically by devaluing those fiat numbers, by printing more money. But yeah, you can't leverage doesn't work well with Bitcoin.
It's not just my money up in flames, it's my mom's, my grandma's, and several other family members who put savings into BlockFi and FTX. I cannot believe this is happening. RN. Why is your grandma investing in crypto? She saw the great gains during the last bull run and got greedy. Mom opened her account and transferred cash into USDC interest account. Sounds like elder abuse. Financial elder abuse is like fraud, theft, not bad investment advice, management. Dude, what? People are out of control. Crypto is the biggest scam of the century. You didn't lose money, you just paid for lessons.
What's this? 9 days ago, what's this?
Decided to invest my savings when I turned 20 because of this sub. I just turned 21, here's my year in review. Make this uni kid feel bad enough to do something about it.
Down $15,000. That's a lot of likes, 8.8k likes.
What the fuck? Why are the OAPs in your family put their saving in high-risk asset classes? Did they put the rest on horses? So the people that didn't withdraw will be punished in the end? I've been through this with Celsius and Voyager and FTX yesterday and BlockFi today and never have got none of my money back, but I think if they do Chapter 7 we could get something back, but they always file Chapter 11 cause it lets them keep paying themselves a paycheck from everybody's deposits and it leaves them in charge to keep anyone from finding the skeletons in the closet. They were saying everything was fine only a few days ago, surely that's not legal. FKN yesterday the bitch Flory makes an official statement that everything is fin and withdrawals processing normally. This bitch lied. It's almost certainly not criminal. And I mean you could sue them in civil court but, they're bankrupt. So, not really worth suing. Corporate veil laws keep you from suing them individually, you can only sue the company. Let me know of the next venture you decide to check out, so I can make sure to avoid it. Sorry for your losses. Celsius guy myself. Yes, that's what happens when you risk your capital for a few % a year in an unprotected asset. Bitcoin. I submitted a withdraw request, ACH transfer, a couple hours before this was posted. Will my request still be granted? Same over here, they show as pending. I did notice that when I try to withdraw from my wallet, that the available balances have been zeroed out, with a few fractions of a penny for stable coins remaining. So I'm hoping that means that the funds are already on their way. Fingers crossed for us both, crossed fingers. Under the Transactions section at the bottom of the app's home screen. Relax. If I'm a financial institution and I look at BlockFi's balance sheet and see good income from loan obligations outstanding, and it's clear from reading these threads that there are a lot of outstanding loans and CC balances, I'm stepping in FTX's place for an equity stake in BlockFi and reassuring a line of credit. There is value in BlockFi's balance sheet as is. It's a good business model. Let the panic relax and things will return to normal. Hopefully. Too many people enjoying the panic. Disgusting. Bro, it's done. Anyone who has funds in BlockFi has lost them all. BlockFi has never made money. BlockFi lost hundreds of millions of dollars a year in the boom times. This is a knowable thing because their financials leaked onto the internet long ago. It's a terrible business run terribly. No one wanted to buy it back in round one of the cryptocalypse, and the only reason SBF stepped in and bought it was to keep the world from looking at FTX's fraudulent and empty accounting. I don't know if anyone would actually care if I disclosed their balance sheet at this point, but just in case, I'll state vaguely that BlockFi had more equity than a lot of other companies. I bet that the reason Ledin would not release their sheet is because Ledin's equity was very low. The reasons BlockFi was losing money were not a result of the business model, it was mostly because they had too many employees. They made several rounds of layoffs and the losses shrank in 3 subsequent quarters. The Alameda issue was completely unforeseeable and unbelievably improbable. Literally any other company in the world could have failed and BlockFi would have survived that. Celsius and FTX were non-starters for acquisition because of fraud. BlockFi is almost certainly not involved in fraud. With BlockFi, what happens will be a sign for whether lending, and cryptocurrency in general, at least for now, is dead or not. BlockFi has a lot of products and services and had made significant progress towards its SEC registration. If there is any company ripe for acquisition in crypto lending, it is BlockFi. Nobody is going to pass up BlockFi on the grounds that they think they can do better starting from square one. Though I would say, not even I would have thought SBF, FTX were involved in $10 billion worth of fraud. So who knows about BlockFi? Or KuCoin? Or any of them? As far as we know they're all frauds. Trading against his customers? Sure, I accused him of that many times. Setting $10 fucking billion on fire secretly while telling the world there are some exchanges that are secretly insolvent. I didn't imagine it. Which means though, who is gonna trust any of these fuckers after this? Banks are built on trust. BlockFi wanted to be a bank. It's not gonna work. The trust is gone. SBF was the face of crypto to every politician in the country. If he's a fraud, they're gonna stay away from everyone in the space because they will have learned they don't know how to gauge what is and isn't a fraud. Meaning, his own.
Don't trust people, trust math. You don't need to trust the bank. You know, if the numbers work, it works. Like, I don't trust the bank of Bitcoin. It just works. Like, I just looked at the numbers. They work. Right? Like, I generated the random private key myself. Right? You know, you can use hash algorithms to calculate to crunch those numbers. You know, create a signature. It works. You can verify it using elliptic curve cryptography. Like, just trust math. Don't trust people.
The companies you are mentioning are overseas entities. BlockFi is based in the US and was applying for SEC licenses. They would obviously have no chance to be approved by the SEC if they had fraud on the books, so why would they even pursue a registration with the SEC if they were committing fraud? I am not saying they were. All I'm saying is that life just got much harder even for an honest man in crypto because the public perception just did a total 180-degree turn when SBF came out as a total fraud. SBF is the face of crypto in the United States. He's the one on the magazine covers, on the TV, etc. People are going to question everyone. And obviously beyond that, BlockFi's confirmed criminal record is not exactly going to help. They're basically convicted criminals in the corporate world. Ask a guy with a criminal record what it's like to apply for a job with someone whose last hire also had a criminal record and stole everything from the register. He will confirm that it's a hard sell, and that's where BlockFi is as a company. If the SEC was skeptical about crypto before, you can be damn sure that they now consider crypto positively radioactive. Are you aware that the Office of President of the United States had a press conference 2 days ago about the need to bring the hammer down on the crypto industry? And that the FBI and DOB officially announced they are tag TTEming into the FTX WrestleMania? It's a Level 6 Subox help 114 minutes ago. They never got any of those licenses, or have made any successful registrations, despite having ample time to do so. I could buy that. That basically says that crypto lending is gone and is not coming back. Crypto nuclear winter incoming.
I don't agree. I mean, maybe we're going sideways for a while. Maybe we'll go straight up from here, but I think we're going way higher. I think Bitcoin's going way higher. Now, I don't know about the exchanges. I don't care about them. Maybe they go to zero. I don't know.
I disagree about BlockFi not being dishonest. It's been proven that they were in at least one significant instance. One of the key reasons the SEC fined them such a large amount was because they knowingly lied to their client base about the collateralization on the loans they made. They had always said the loans were over-collateralized, which was proven to be absolutely false. The collateralization of these loans is a material fact when assessing the risk of putting money in BlockFi. It's very serious to lie about that. In actuality, they had made both completely unsecured and under-collateralized loans to outfits like 3AC, which is why they needed an FTX bailout in the first place. If these loans were all really over-collateralized, they could just liquidate and likely be alright. Please check your facts. And, of course, we don't know for sure they weren't doing anything more shady than that. Just because you have a balance sheet doesn't mean that it's right. How soon can I claim the taxable law? Can you claim that? If BlockFi is going down, I'd like my tax rebate this year since we get liquidated first. Doesn't work like that. Bankruptcy has to go through courts, and once that's done, if done in a timely manner, in 9 to 10 you can. I just didn't know if you could even do that if it's this type of situation. Come on man, have some empathy for other people. ELP, I just tried to withdraw and it says pending. Seems BlockFi didn't do any DD.
Okay, this one's really, really long. We're not obviously not gonna read everything, but
Where are you guys finding this message? It's not in my app or email and I'm able to withdraw still, pending, yet. If my withdraw from the 8th hit my bank on the 10th but still says pending on BlockFi, could they reverse it? I initiated 2 ACH transfers yesterday and got email confirmations both were received. This was about an hour before the Twitter post they made. Just logged into the app and the official statement posted on Twitter popped up. That wasn't there yesterday when I initiated the withdrawals, so hoping they honor the folks that tried to bail out before official news was released to customers, since randomly checking Twitter isn't official news to the average customer. Either send an email or communicate on your app website when people log in. That's official communication IMHO. Does anyone know if we can take tax write-offs for the money we invested? 2. Reply give award share report save follow. Level 2 D1EZ3 1 day ago I contacted a law firm and they're going to get back to me soon. Bankruptcy process can take years and you may end up getting paid back a portion of your investment years down the road. Honestly, emo best bet is wait out the process and wait for any legal firms that will be in touch with all customers as part of the proceedings over the next few months, years. I love, not, how they didn't provide any context as to what BlockFi has to do with FTX. 2. Reply give award share report save follow. Level 2 VSize 1 day ago FTX was giving BlockFi a $400 million loan to stay solvent. So with that out the window they're pretty much screwed. Not to mention I'm sure it created a bank run on their assets as everyone started piling out of exchanges. I am a fucking moron. Is there a way to transfer BlockFi wallet contents against BlockFi credit card balance? Well, there goes $10,000. 20k for me. 5k here. 12k here. Damn, glad I pulled out back in May. Had $40,000 in there, threw it into my FTX insured savings account at 0.5% interest. I saw this coming but kept using the CC. Now I have $200 in rewards that are just sitting there. Sophie is FTX insured and 3% on savings, 2.5% on checking. All of crypto should burn. Industry is garbage. Did you guys not know of the cease and desist letters BlockFi was getting like 2 years ago? And the fall of Celsius and the other Ponzi schemes should have sobered you all up by now. If the foundation is sand, it will not stand. I put 5k in BTC, that's now worth 2k after everything, and now it's gone. My fault, I should have transferred out much sooner. I'm up 3k RN on VTI, so I'm probably going to copium cash out and just pretend this never happened. Jesus, I'm stupid. GG everyone, I lost $3,000 from here. Made like 2k from GUSD BIA, but got exit scammed 5k. I cash out my $3,000 profit from VTI on Monday as long as it doesn't drop a bunch and I just don't tell anyone besides on pseudo forums. Holy moly, talk about being special needs go me. I can't believe I was this crazy. At one point I had $40,000 GUSD and $5,000 BTC trusted on this site. I can't believe I considered keeping my GUSD after Celsius and Luna crashed. I got out though of GUSD and just put it in all in VTI. I got lazy transferring the BTC, that laziness cost me $5,000 lololol. Admittedly, maybe that 2k current worth of BTC was never gonna go back to 5k, but I was gonna hold it for years. I can't time the market, this goes against me, I can see that my gambling is gonna make me pay. I am now at the mercy of the market not dumping on Monday, and not skyrocketing 20% ruining my bear market investing on stocks lol. But maybe I can just undo these losses, and the market will go down again in a few months, and I can buy back in around the same share price, ~188, share VTI 40k and 183, share VTI 5k. And just make up for all of this. Anyway, I was considering selling VTI during 2022 BC. I started a job this year, and this was like my last chance to sell stuff before my tax bracket got higher. I'm still in shock lol. I can't believe myself man, ha 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 ha. I'll be okay though, I'm RLY close to 24 and still have plenty of money. When I put this 5k and I said I'm okay with it going to zero, I'll live. It hurts more than you'd expect, but I'll live. I'm so sorry for everyone, GL smiley face. Hello, it looks like you've made a mistake. It's supposed to be could've, should've, would've, short for could have, would have, should have, never could've, would've, should've. I will learn someday bot. Makes sense, I can't spell and like losing a couple grand 8. Unfortunate. The biggest concern was 3AC going down and BF needing FTX to backstop them. The stopping of one free withdrawal was an initial warning. Then increasing rates was another warning sign. Decided to eat the withdrawal fees months ago and left. Oh no, my whole $4 in Bitcoin, smiling face with terror. See you fucks in court. I transferred out the 8th and 10th, both say pending. Can anyone post that Flory bitch post from yesterday? This bitch is going to jail for lying yesterday. A FKN founder puts out a statement that everything is fine and withdrawals are processing normally. Then less than 24 hours this FKN post. By the way, I've been out of this BS BlockFi months ago, but I'm still pissed reading that Flory BS. Lol, this is funny. I got downvoted for calling her beautiful and a liar. Redditors crack me up. There's a lot of action in the crypto markets today, something we have seen before and are used to managing. Deposits, withdrawals, trading and lending are all up and running. A few important points. What does this realistically mean for USDC and GUSD on the platform now? Just numbers on a computer screen. Pixels, zeros and ones. Don't mean anything. Funds are gone. This is my question. I understand it's legally crypto just like if it were Bitcoin or Ethereum, but stablecoins like GUSD have a literal dollar value on BlockFi's platform. Trust me bro, Brandon. There's a lot of institution money locked up, they will have to open up again. 1. Reply give award share report save follow. Level 2 idiot. +1 2 days ago, too big to fail, apparently doesn't apply to crypto. Brandon, you're gonna go to prison for what you said yesterday. You said that everything was fine and you have to know that your words convinced some people to not withdraw their funds out. Lol please. You're directing your anger at a fucking customer support representative. This is the bottom rung of the company. He was likely just repeating what was told to him. Also, it's not like if only everyone got their requests in yesterday, there would be enough funds to get it all out. The funds aren't accessible, which is the problem. He's not going to prison. He was doing what he was told to do. Give the man a break. He needs a job, not people screaming at him. Would you use any lending services after this? For example, Ledin said they were over-collateralized and Whalefin says they have no exposure as they do not do credit underwriting. No, but then again, we lost $4 million and are on the verge of bankruptcy, so I'm the last one you should ask. Who would have predicted this one? There were all sorts of things that were warning signs, like bad minor loans and such, that made sense. And then, a guy who was the savior of the industry turned out to be running one of the greatest scams in the history of finance. I think there's a systemic problem that makes it impossible to judge risk in cryptocurrency, whatever that is.
It's called fractional reserve, and not verifying numbers, not verifying math. People with their money on BlockFi don't actually know where the money is.
Understandable, and best of luck to you and your staff. Hopefully you can retrieve some of your funds back. FTX.us just announced resuming withdrawals. I thank you for always providing your insight. Because of this comment, I just attempted to withdraw from the rest of the platforms. Fortunately, Whalefin's process was quick and got all my money back in 15 minutes, thank God. Just waiting on Ledin now. I hope not all your funds were on BlockFi, and if so, hopefully you will get them back as well. Looking back now, I don't know why we had so much belief in the ecosystem when it was obvious there were many issues, including Ponzi schemes running rampant. Is Kraken safe at this moment? I don't trust anyone right now. But if I had to rank trustworthiness based on my experiences, then Kraken and ShakePay, Amber Group, Whalefin, Coinbase, Huge Gap. 4. Ledin, they don't lie but they circumvent the truth as much as possible. Huge Gap. Everyone else. In hindsight, my gut feeling was always correct, hence why I withdrew most from BlockFi. I left the remaining as I trusted ProHashing and Lynn Alden's DD. I don't think I will trust any other new crypto companies for a while.
Okay.
Lying on Reddit is not a crime. Scumbag move, but not a crime. No one's going to jail, but a lot of people are losing their Bitcoin. Aw, holy shit, so predictable. Edit, so predictable.
3 days ago, this guy, Praise Seller, says, Mt. Gox, BTCE, cryptography. This is an old story replaying itself. Oh, someone asked, will BlockFi survive? The company line is always all good until after it is already bad. Yes. Edit. Damn, that was quick. Accurate. Oh, it's him. He predicted it. It's the same guy. I'll do you one better, this guy says. He probably has an earlier, even older one. 4 months ago, you BlockFi Brendan, you still with us? Still here, lost, sorry, but y'all are stuck with me. Take the deal. I'm guessing the deal with FTX buying them out. It's not like Brandon is the one making that decision. Bye coins. Okay. Oh, and also here, same as very, very, very sad, very unfortunate, very, right. You hate to see it, right? But it's the same as the 2018 December, 2019 January. Also, it's the same as the COVID crash, March 15th, 2020, and it's also the same as last year's 2021 May 19th, the crash. It's the same. Actually, I've seen this. This is the fourth time. This is the fourth time around I see these suicide. Actually, no, it's the fifth time because actually there was also suicide prevention line. Also, when Luna collapsed earlier this year, like June 12th or something like that. So it's actually I've seen this the fifth time, but it's the same. To me, it's the bottom. It's very, very unfortunate because it only bottoms after people lose all their money. Here's the suicide posts. And YouTube remove me.
988 equals suicide prevention. Crisis hotline support I myself have already called, and it was extremely timely to get a response. I highly recommend you do the same. I'm at a point in my life where I see the mistakes I've made, and I feel it very difficult to live with associating myself with this kind of risk. I am fully aware that it's just money. But coming from a very low income as well as being laid off recently, for which I moved to a brand new state with no friends around but solely based on a contract for work, has put all of this into perspective for me. I have called friends and family who I feel blessed to have had answer me so soon, but I really can't take this news. This money meant a lot to me and was going to go straight towards helping some loved ones during the holidays and help pay health expenses for someone else. I feel so alone, betrayed, and extremely unintelligent for trusting this kind of a company with this much of my money. And I will have to seek out some personal loans in order to stay alive and stay afloat. I hope there are others that are handling this loss much better than myself. I don't have health insurance, so I won't be going to any professional for help, but I genuinely don't know how I'll sleep or eat. Knowing that it was basically my fault makes this feel absurdly crushing. And I really just wanted to write it down because losing this much money means losing out on so much health and happiness that I was going to afford to myself and others. I sincerely urge you and anyone else affected by this kind of a loss to reach out to the aforementioned number. I have used the same Veterans Crisis line during my military service, and it was surprisingly helpful during that low period in my life, albeit extremely uncomfortable. Asking strangers on the internet for help seems like a quick way to get laughed at and poked, so I likely will not do so. I really just wanted to write it all down. This is life-changing for me and possibly tens of thousands of others, and seeing jokes being made is honestly pushing me more and more. I don't know how to tell people that joking about this kind of ordeal is pushing several people toward the brink of S** side in all seriousness. And I probably won't even bother trying to respond to any more trolls or jokes. If you're feeling like me, you know this gut-wrenching feeling that it truly and utterly is not going to just be alright, or whatever. My heart aches, and I hope I can at least stomach one meal before I try to lie in bed tonight. God bless each and every one of you, and I hope that if anybody has the worst conditions, let it be mine. I know there are many others who have lost far more money than I did. Please just reach out or something. Pondering your own life over this is not worth it. I don't believe in positive thinking or happy endings, but if you happen to go into debt for this, I guess that's just what the universe had in mind for us today. I pray you get every single dollar back that you can. I mean every word. As a 26-year-old with no partner, few friends, and now, not very much money to his name, I promise you I know the feeling of loss and grief. I hope my health can hold out as long as possible and that I can eventually recoup all of this to buy the things my baby brother and parents really need. Feeling genuinely useless is just tiresome, and I'll try to respond to as many people posting in good faith as I can. I guess I'll just have to learn acceptance at starting over. I've moved probably 3 to 4 times in about 5 years, had about 3 different career paths. But this feeling is one that I know is going to emanate from my heart for likely months, maybe years. I truly wish nothing but a positive outcome for at least some of you. God bless, take care, and I hope to see everybody else on the other side of wherever this unfortunate happening takes us. Thank you for your words, you might have saved my life today. My heart is with you. Absolute. Message me if you need anything off your chest, a few others already have less than 3. I don't think people are making fun of it, more like making fun of the mess it is, posting memes and so on. Now, there is no need to blame yourself about others' person's poor actions, you put your fund into what seemed like a trusted platform. We don't know, it could still end up positively. I think it really depends if they used FTX to custody their own fund or not. But yes, better be prepared. But even in Chap 11 you won't get 0 back. Take care. I'm sorry you are going through this. I know the hopeless feeling of losing everything suddenly just 6 months ago. I'm just letting you know you can still get the help you need without insurance. Call MD Live or another teledoc service that doesn't charge much and then use Goodrex for the medications they prescribe. Let them know your situation and that you need something that would be inexpensive with a Goodrex coupon. You're still very young and will bounce back from this. Thank you for the information for myself and for others. Love the energy. Let's learn this hard lesson and live good, long lives. Hopefully so. I feel the same exact way. Heartbroken and upset with myself for not being more responsible with such a large amount of money. I really trusted this platform with both my money and helped my mom invest part of her retirement. This was an expensive lesson. Life-changing money gone in seconds. I might call the number at some point because I can't stop feeling extreme guilt. This loss sets me back about 10 years. Message me if you want to. I know the feeling more than you know. Bless you. Shit man, I know you don't want to hear everything is gonna be alright. So maybe I'll just say, you staying here alive is a win in itself. The rest will be a battle. I agree, but at least you're here to fight it. Means more than you know, thank you. At least it was only 0.1 BTC that evaporated in my case. Could have been much worse. Just a shame I was about to transfer it all to my newly bought hardware wallet. Bad timing, but it is what it is. Sending you good vibes. I can't stop crying, we didn't deserve this. Vibes received and appreciated. I'm just in tears at seeing how much time, money I'm gonna lose to all of this. You aren't alone. Thanks for this post. Praying this all ends up okay one way or another. Ugh, this breaks my heart. I lost money too so I can empathize. Stay strong everybody. We've faced difficult problems before, we can face this one too. Makes you wonder how many more problems some of us can take unfortunately. Life is finite, and so is people's limits. At 25 I had not a legit dime to my name. I was essentially on welfare, albeit being a single male the compensation was very meager. There was very little work available, and nothing that related to my education or paid close to a half-decent wage. That, along with other circumstances led me into deep anxiety and depression. Though I never really came close to an attempt on my own life, the thought of non-existence did cross my mind often. The way I always looked at it though was that it was like a game. We all know how the game ends, we're gonna die someday. So if we're gonna die anyways, why cut it short? I told myself, even if I'm in hard mode for however long, I'm still gonna keep playing this game until the end because at the very least there's bound to be some neat adventures along the way. Now more than a decade since, one could say I'm cruising in a relatively easy mode, it is almost a bit too boring now, strangely enough. I realize it was those times in hard mode that I pushed through that got me to this point though. Also, take it as a lesson you fortunately learned while young. There's still plenty of time to make more money, enjoy adventures, etc. etc. There's countless older folks who have been sucked into these types of schemes and lost their life savings, decades of labor wiped away, and their dreams of retirement gone. I know, just seeing this much money means seeing time wasted as well. That's the sickening part.
I mean, it's very sad. It's very, very sad, but people might read this or people might this happening might make some people think, oh well, if we just held fiat, right, if we just worked and saved fiat, put fiat in the bank, right, like a good little citizen, right, stack up those numbers, pile up those paper underneath your bed, that you're gonna be able to retire. Well, that's not the truth. They can print it unlimited. The government can print an unlimited amount of money. Your bank can stop withdrawals. You're only FDIC insured to a certain number, to a certain amount with your bank account, and that insurance is guaranteed by inflation. And also, not every country has that. For example, in China recently, like in the last 2 months, like in Hunan, the bank, like they halted people's the banks in Hunan, like went degen basically with people's money, and stopped withdrawals. Didn't give people their bank deposit. It's like it's supposed to be a normal bank, right? So the solution isn't fiat either. If you just hold fiat, you will never be able to save for retirement. What's the solution? It's literally hold Bitcoin. But you have to DCA. You have to build up your stash. It's not. I guess it's not this. It's not 100x leverage on Bitcoin with your life savings, right? It's not that. Don't do that, right? Don't don't put all your Bitcoin in a central entity. Learn how to custody, learn how to back up your custody, learn a bit of math, learn a bit of cryptography, so you know what you're doing. To me, this is the answer in the end. Is everyone's going to be saving in Bitcoin, because that's the thing you can actually hold. You can hold it in your brain. No one can rob you of it. It's the hardest thing to rob. By the time someone can rob the things that are inside your brain, they've already robbed everything else from you. Like technically they can. Like technically you can rob, like if they put a chip in your brain, right? Eventually they could probably read the information in your brain. But by then, I mean, you won't have anything else anyways. Like it's the last thing that will be robbed of you is the information in your brain. It's the highest level of property right you can have.
God bless you too. I lost $80,000 with Celsius a few months ago beer mugs. Reading this just hurts me so badly. I'm saying sorry like it would even do anything. Looks like I lost only 5 Litecoins, but a friend of mine had lost 10 BTC with a different Japanese crypto exchange some long time ago. Now he is still getting something from the exchange. I believe it's 3 BTC that they are returning him after years.
Maybe it's Mount Gox.
Stay calm and keep your records. This is life. Other people lost their money in excess as well, but I am sure you will make even more money over time. You are only 26. Stay cool, bro. Hope so. Just want to leave plenty behind for my little brother especially. You never know when your time is coming, truly. I feel you. It's so much shame to shoulder. I'm absolutely numb. Celsius, Voyager, now BlockFi. All gone. I had 80% of savings spread out throughout them. Wife out of work with another child on the way. I'm old enough where the 60 to 70 hours, week job for the extra income isn't feasible anymore, and did that for the better part of the last decade to accumulate these monies at the expense of family life. All to have it stolen by these companies. Someone needs to make them pay dearly. I think someone will very soon. I'm in complete FCK mode now, on a fast track to bankruptcy, being I can't pay my debts now after being essentially robbed. Have unexpected hospital bills I can't pay. You are young. You don't have a half dozen people who are dependent on you. You will bounce back. Me, IDK, what I'm going to do. I really don't know. I wish you luck. I'm not just saying that either. I really mean it. Succeed and prove that you're better than these scumbags. I feel that. I will. I and you are worth more than money. It's a major life trajectory inconvenience. I am here and we have a new day tomorrow. Rock medium light skin tone.
So I mean, as sad as it is, right? Like blaming it on BlockFi, these scumbags, right? If only they were nice people, we wouldn't have lost money. That's not the right conclusion. It doesn't matter if they're scumbags or not. It doesn't work. The numbers don't work. BlockFi could be run by saints only, and it still would have collapsed. That's what they don't realize. I
wish you luck. I'm not just saying that either. I really...
That's what we need to educate people on. That's what really people just need to learn some math and some cryptography.
I wish you luck. I'm not just saying that either. I really mean it. Succeed and prove that you're better than these scumbags. I hope BlockFi, investors, and potential financial saviors see this, and all the other MSGS, and save it for the sake of people's lives. Nothing is impossible. Think as far back as you can remember, the earliest age you have any memory. Let's say it's 7. So, that's 7 years of your life that you lived but were too young to remember, and you've lived 19 years since then. That's your life until now. You've lived 26 years. Now double that. Add an entire extra lifetime, including 7 years you don't even remember, and you're only at 52. It's hard to fathom how much life you still have ahead of you, but it's a very, very long time. When you were born, you knew nothing and had nothing. You probably have spent a large part of your life getting an education of some sort. Consider now being born again, starting now. And this time, you still have the fruits of everything you've learned and done, and do not have to get re-educated for another 15 years. You're starting out well ahead. You still have some money, which is more than you did when you were months old. You're already ahead of most people your age. You should allow yourself some time to grieve, but ultimately file this away and live the best life you can from this point forward. This will take a long time to unwind, so do not follow the day-by-day updates and ride that emotional roller coaster like so many over at the Celsius sub are. Assume that money gone, grieve now, and anything that might come out of it in the future will be a win. But please do yourself a favor and do not keep coming back to this sub on a daily basis. Focus that time and energy on living and doing other things to build your life.
I'm documenting this mostly because when I lost my money on Quadriga, I was right in there on Reddit reading everything and even writing some stuff. I was one of the first 15 people to see them shut down the website and stuff like that, but I didn't document it. So maybe people can still dig up those posts, but like you have to scroll down, pages and pages. So like if I did that, if I documented that, maybe I would have saved a few people. Maybe I would have saved some people's money because they saw, oh wow, Quadriga shuts down. Okay, Central. That's how bank runs happen. Okay. It's always good until it's bad. Okay, now they understand. Maybe they wouldn't. This wouldn't hit them by surprise. So now if I document this, maybe 4 years later, whatever, 10 years later, some people watch it and then they go, okay, now they understand this is what a bank run is like, right? To learn from other people's mistakes, so that you don't have to lose all your money just to learn, how not to lose all your money. So, yeah, so.
A, it's definitely not your fault. There's one person to blame here and he's on a sun-soaked beach not giving a fuck about what he's done. B, the worse things are the more likely they are to get better. Reversion to the mean happens in life too. You just have to have the balls to slog out the hard bits until it happens. Wrecked. How much did you lose? When I see this stuff I always feel these guys are karma farming and it makes me sick. That's really what you think. Bro, hate to rain on your already shitty parade, but the rape comparison is neither appropriate nor accurate. Not a bro. And yes, when somebody says that it's your fault that you trusted a company with your crypto or that you should have had it in cold storage, it's like blaming a woman for being raped because of her appearance or where she was. It's not okay. And the fact that this is what you chose to hone in on shows how little compassion you have for those of us who actually have something to do with BlockFi and not just be some bystander. Audience. Go to another sub if you want to be that type of person. We don't need you in here.
From a BlockFi employee, the only... too lazy to read.
The only reason FTX bailed us out was to get our user funds onto their platform to use in their shell game. They applied immense pressure to get BlockFi funds migrated to FTX custody. Employees were told by executives not to ask questions about the move. Panic posting and just an opinion. Stop saying, money gone, and BlockFi bankrupt official. Things do look bad, but stop passing off things as official news. Discussion for the love of God. Stop saying that it's official that BlockFi is bankrupt. There is no official statement of this. I am not saying it won't happen. I am saying that you bad people that keep saying comments that are literally just, it's gone, don't deserve to get most of your money back. People are asking legitimate questions, and they are obviously just as panicked as you are. As of this literal minute, there is no official statement from BlockFi or any customer support. Continue to attempt your withdrawals as I did mine. I also clearly hope to see all my money, especially since I initiated my withdrawal before the tweet even dropped. I hadn't even heard of FTX before this. Seriously, please do not talk like you are an insider or know something that they don't. If you are making objective and definitive statements, at least upload an image or link for proof. Seriously, what is with people trolling this hard? It's genuinely disgusting. The issue is that when companies stop communicating, they are in deep dollar hit. They are following the same path as Celsius. BlockFi used to have good communication, but that changed now. So obviously they are seeking legal guidance before they do anything that could hurt them. Yeah, when they take down the management team page on the website, it's bad. I think this could be for personal safety reasons. They took down the team because it allowed people to email and call them with threats. They also took it down because whoever is made CEO of the bankruptcy estate will likely not be Zach Prince. FTX bails then out. FTX files for bankruptcy and some of you think BlockFi will pull through? Sorry, it's false hope. Assume the worst, hope for the best. Works well in general.
No, I don't fully agree with that. I think, no, I think I think people should train their predictive skills. They should train their estimation skills. Try to be accurate instead of, because if you always assume the worst and hope for the best, you're always assuming zero and hoping for infinity. Then like what are you even doing? Like, how do you even navigate your life? Like, because you can always, if you assume the worst. I mean, if I assume the worst right now, it's the next second, lightning hits me and I die. And hope for the best is I don't know. All of a sudden, aliens come down and give me a superpower computer for a brain. And I save all of the world. Like, okay, assume the worst, hope for the best. Okay, so now what do? I think people should just be realistic and more accurate.
Usually, BlockFi are really good at responding to Reddit messages and letting them know what's happening. This time feels different. Because they aren't allowed by their lawyers to say anything until there is an end statement to be said. Appreciate the positive outlook while I've been sleeping at the wheel while red flag's location flag flying high AF and me not paying attention. I hope crossed fingers my withdrawal makes it out and I'm in constant toxic thought about this major crisis. Your money is most likely at least partially gone. There is ample precedent for this. Voyager, Celsius, the list goes on. When you have a gunshot wound to the gut, you don't need to wait for a doctor's diagnosis that says, it's bad. Nobody knows anything more than is officially posted. I'd suggest the most likely outcome is a recovery of 20 to 40%, distributed in a Chapter 7 liquidation, sometime around 2030. The complexity of this case, the number of interweaved companies, the immense costs of litigation that will be borne by the bankruptcy estate, and the fact that BlockFi has two arms, international and domestic, means this is going to take a long time. Furthermore, this case will end up as a liquidation because the lending business model is done. No lender in cryptocurrency lending has ever made a profit in the past 5 years. Not only would no customers come, it isn't known how to assess risk to operate a profitable business in this industry. Someone would be a fool to buy up BlockFi after what happened to it and Celsius and Voyager, and now Genesis having another bailout. Not at all. It will be Chapter 11 for many reasons. It's Gine. Well, they will file for Chapter 11. Well, they will file for Chapter 11. They always do, thinking they can somehow perform a miracle and save the company. But in this case, crypto lending companies have no value. Genesis alone has lost $1.4 billion in the past 4 months. Who would want to be in this business even if BlockFi were 90% solvent? They will try 11 and then be forced to 7. I agree op. People spreading negativities promotes negative outcomes. Just state the facts. Leave out your negative assumptions. And if you didn't have any assets on BlockFi, and stop commenting on these posts with your negativity. We realize what's going on and don't need your negative attitudes. These negative statements come from the precedent set by other very similar situations such as Celsius. This may be your first time, but in the past we saw the same responses as you and op crying FUD. But
I mean, okay, obviously, obviously you shouldn't make random stuff up to make things worse, right? But like this is people's, train your predictive abilities. Like, everyone should train their predictive abilities. This is just because a lot of the people who are saying it's gone is because they've seen this before. They're predicting that it's gone, and they're probably right. I'm predicting it's gone. I'm probably right.
FUD, but we've already seen this play out before. I hope I'm wrong, but the messaging from BlockFi has been very similar to other lending platform collapses. Customer withdrawals.
The fiat system, the bank, not the banks. I mean, sure, the banks are part of the fiat, but the fiat system, wage slave system, like mortgage, loans, get a job, go to school, get a job, get married, etc., is all trained. Is all basically training people not to think for themselves. The political system, the TVs, the media, everything's like basically making you think that you can't think for yourself. All your thoughts are wrong, but if you follow us, you will be saved. People need to relearn to think for themselves. It's okay to estimate, and it's okay to be wrong with your estimation. So you have to train your thinking and estimation skills. So like if you think something is wrong, there's probably a reason why you think something is wrong. Maybe your estimation skills are not good, right? But let's say 3 months later it turns out actually no, you were just over guessing. Like, you were just guessing. Actually nothing was wrong. Well, then you just readjust your predictive. You just readjust your predictive skills for the next time. You just readjust your predictive skills to be more accurate the next time. But yes, you have to be able to make predictions or estimate, because you can never know everything. It's not always just spreading FUD to be predicting something good or bad might be happening.
FUD, but we've already seen this play out before. I hope I'm wrong, but
it's important to predict. It's important to think for yourself.
FUD, but we've already seen this play out before. I hope I'm wrong, but the messaging from BlockFi has been very similar to other lending platform collapses. Customer withdrawals halted after assurances given. The credit card shutdown is remarkable. It's not even issued by BlockFi. I initiated a withdrawal almost exactly 24 hours before they shut it down, and that transaction is still pending. I don't think they can give me my coins because they are likely stored on FTX anyways. I get wanting to hold out on hope, but be prepared for the worst as well. Yesterday was a holiday and now it's the weekend. So, it looks like we'll have a lot to talk about come Monday. Spreading negativity in no way, shape or form promotes adverse outcomes. What the fuck, we do not have any control over this situation. This is the reality of the situation. It is not our negative attitudes. Number 2, we have precedent since this happened with 2 other exchanges, Voyager and Celsius 4 or 5 months ago. Not to mention, BlockFi halting credit card services is the most damning piece of evidence. What SBF FTX did pull the entire crypto industry back years. Without strict regulations, no venture capitalist will touch this space with a 10-foot pole.
I mean, what is I was saying this earlier, like what is a crypto industry? To me, it doesn't really make any sense. Like, crypto is not meant to be an industry. Bitcoin, blockchain, it's just a technology. It's just a communications technology that allows people to hold their own money. Like where's the industry in that? Like, there's no money to be made. It's not, you're not supposed to make money with the technology like this. The technology it benefits other people, not you, right? Everyone can hold their money. So yeah, you can't make money from them directly, but you can you can connect your business. You can integrate your business to this technology to make your business run more efficiently. saying that the crypto industry is screwed, it's gone, or whatever, is like saying the internet industry is screwed, or the electric industry is gone. Like, what is the electric industry? What is the internet industry? That doesn't exist. The internet and electricity is just the technology that was invented that makes everyone's lives better if they integrate into this technology. Every business can be made better using electricity. Every business can be made better using the internet. Every business can be made better if they use blockchain, if they use Bitcoin, right? Any business that is doing trading could benefit from a decentralized, fully auditable, verifiable, scarce, fast monetary system. So Bitcoin blockchain makes people's lives better, but how like, what is the crypto industry? I don't know. And I don't really care about it. Like, what is the crypto industry?
Without strict regulations, no venture capitalist will touch this space with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah. Just buy and hold Bitcoin. Literally just buy and hold Bitcoin.
If others withdraw, how do you expect op to get out first? Why won't the rest of you go down with the ship? Everything is energy, so spreading positivity or negativity is energy. I'm well aware of the implications of this situation. Just sick of the Debbie Downers or the people who want to laugh and call people stupid for keeping their crypto on BlockFi. Not cool. It sucks to lose a shit ton of money, but at the same time it's just money. Don't get me wrong, money means a lot to me since I have 2 incurable diseases which cost me a lot of money just to live, but I can't stress about this because it will only make my health worse. Same reason I don't need the negativity regarding this situation. Dude, we're done, it's not trolling. I hope you didn't have life-altering money in there. I lost $5,000 and it hurts, but I'll live. I made a mistake gambling on BTC in this first place, and then compounded it being too lazy to transfer out of BlockFi a few months ago when the writing was on the wall. I'm just happy I got my $40,000 GUSD out in late May, June. I did not understand how actually stupid I was being as an investor, glorified gambler. Damn, I just saw someone post the other day about their I'm chillin' with my steady %, don't know why y'all panicked. Wonder what that guy is thinking now. Glad I'm only fucked for less than $500 in cryptos, was stupid enough to not transfer Thosser out. Took BA funds out about then also def glad now. BlockFi is bankrupt has been the thing I've seen the most. Literally no statement has been made as such. Also that FTX owns BlockFi, again not true. They had an agreement that FTX could purchase BlockFi at a certain agreed price in July 2023, so until then BlockFi is an independent company. Could they say they're bankrupt tomorrow? Sure. But people shouldn't be spreading false information saying such.
Okay, next post. From a BlockFi employee, the only reason FTX bailed us out was to get used. Oh, I already saw this. They were pressuring them to move their funds to FTX's custody. Whoever holds the private key has guaranteed ownership of the coins, right? Like you want to be at the high. You want to be the apex predator, so to speak. Metaphor. It's a metaphor. You want to be the apex predator of any world you're in. Like if you're an animal in the jungle, you want to be the apex predator in the jungle. You know, if you play sports, you want to be like the person that like scores the most number of goals. If you're holding money, you want to be the person that's closest to your money. You want money to be inside your brain. That's what Bitcoin is. Why does FTX want why were they pressuring BlockFi to move their money to use FTX to custody their money? You can say, oh, legally, if BlockFi moves their coins to FTX for custodying, BlockFi still owns those coins. But it doesn't. Legal is a secondary level of property rights, right? Legal means, oh, if someone takes your money, the government will send armies and police to come and help you. But what can police do when that ownership is a string of numbers that can be transported at the speed of light? Can your police run at the speed of light? Like, can your police go to the universe of cryptography and numbers and go like take those coins back? The police can't do anything. Like, just everyone should aim towards the highest level of property ownership, which is, to me, that's Bitcoin, and maybe gold is second. I don't really know. I'm not an expert in anything else. Bitcoin to me is very obviously the first. Satoshi invented scarcity of numbers. And it's going to change the world. If you give your custody to someone else, they may as well own it. They may as well own the ownership of it.
This is how I'm going to strategically handle the loss of my funds. Support. Let me start by saying my heart goes out to fellow users of BlockFi. It's not worth taking your life over. Please reach out to someone for help if feeling down. The one thing I have learned about failures is that when you reflect on them and learn from them, it makes you a stronger person for the future. From this point forward, my crypto will be stored on a personal wallet. I have initiated withdrawals and they are in pending status. If they go through, awesome. If not, I will use my failed attempt to withdraw funds as grounds to write off my investments within BlockFi as a non-business bad debt on my tax return. This strategy may be considered aggressive as the potential bankruptcy will not be final, but if there are any payouts, I will record it as income on a future tax return. This will at least help reduce the blow to some degree. To calculate your tax savings from the loss, find your top marginal tax rate for federal and state and then multiply those rates by your loss. Losses net against gains plus $3,000. You can carry forward any remaining loss indefinitely until fully utilized.
Not to make light of the situation or whatever, but to extrapolate and think of the macro implications of what he's saying here, think about this year. Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve tightened interest rates so that no one is making money from stocks or any kind of investment, so there's no capital gains. On the other hand, a lot of companies and people are writing capital losses. Capital losses means the government either doesn't make any tax from you, or they even have to pay out money to you to cover part of your loss. Where do you think that money is going to come from? Like, where's the bank just going to be able to make everyone whole? And the U.S. government owes $31 trillion in bond payments, and at a 4% interest rate, which is the current federal funds interest rate, 4% of $31 trillion is $1.2 trillion. So not only are they not making that much from taxes this year because no one's making any money to pay taxes, they also have to pay out $1.2 trillion per year annually to their bondholders. Where do you think they're going to get the money from? Going to be printing. It's 100%. It's just they're just going to print more money. Like it's not. it sounds like I'm like Sherlock Holmes or something. Like I'm coming to a genius conclusion. Oh my God, the government's going to print money. But like this is grade 2 math. It's a grade 2 math problem. They're definitely going to print money. It's not even like, it's not a question. For anyone that thinks governments can survive without printing money, it just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't match math. It doesn't match historical precedents. Right? Governments didn't have much power until they started printing money. They're going to print money. So what does that mean? That
Next
means hold
step
Bitcoin.
in my plan
It means buy and hold Bitcoin. And maybe other hard assets. But Bitcoin's the highest level of property, right? So only if you don't understand Bitcoin at all, if you are very old and you don't have any technological abilities, you can't even learn a bit of math or cryptography, maybe hold gold. Maybe don't hold Bitcoin, because if you hold Bitcoin, maybe it'll be rugged. It'll be scammed from you. Like someone will call you, and say like, oh, something, and you'll click on the wrong link and you'll send them all your Bitcoin. So if you don't know any math, maybe don't hold Bitcoin. Otherwise, hold Bitcoin. Everyone should understand Bitcoin, understand how it works. I think that's the single best investment of time anyone can make, is to understand and learn about this technology.
The next step in my plan is to buy more crypto. The prices are low and might go lower with the FTX fallout. This is a perfect opportunity to buy the dip. For me, the majority of my loss is market loss. The potential BlockFi loss will just finish it off. Cheaper prices means it'll be easier to rebuild your existing position. I know it a stretch, but I'm trying my best to make lemonade out of lemons. Lastly, I still think there is a sliver of hope that BlockFi gets bailed out by another company. The crypto industry as a whole will suffer greatly if they don't stop the bleeding. There is a vested interest to stop this collapse. Best wishes to all. We'll get through this and rebuild stronger than ever. Slightly smiling face edit. I wanted to add some research regarding claiming a non-business bad debt. Per IRS publication 550. When deductible, you can take a bad debt deduction only in the year the debt becomes worthless. You do not have to wait until a debt is due to determine whether it is worthless. A debt becomes worthless when there is no longer or any chance that the amount owed will be paid. It is not necessary to go to court if you can show that a judgment from the court would be uncollectible. You must only show that you have taken reasonable steps to collect the debt. Bankruptcy of your debtor is generally good evidence of the worthlessness of at least a part of an unsecured and unpreferred debt. I'll probably file an extension to see how the BlockFi situation shakes out, so I have nearly a year to determine whether or not there is any chance we'll get our money. I'll also look at how Voyager and Celsius situations are handled as basis for my decision. You just need to have reasonable grounds to claim a deduction. The IRS can always disagree with your good faith judgment, but you're not going to jail over it.
I'm gonna pause. Maybe I'll come back and do more of these comment reviews. But if not, then thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Drop the comments in the descriptions if you lost any money. I'm really sorry. You can reach out. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to these other people on Reddit. Yeah, you can reach out to me on Twitter, anywhere. we can talk about it. I personally lost money in Quadriga back in 2019. It wasn't close to life-changing amount of money or anything. So obviously I can't claim like, oh my God, like I can feel what these guys feel. I can't, I didn't lose $100,000 or, like this Ariana $100,000, right? Like I didn't lose $100,000. I can't claim that I know exactly how she feels, but it's bad. My goal with this channel obviously is to share my ideas and to educate people, right? To promote sovereignty and self-thinking and individual thinking. I think being logical and being creative. That's my goal with this channel. See you guys.